This is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Odo fo yema munyina kwa bamfa bra Boadu TV so na the ten say calculation mu ana eda so wo no sa story we when they read the primary school how crab lost his head kwanya koto fa so ehwere ne ti a story about koto ebro wuti na Kwaku Ananse dada no yi ne ti de ma Kwaku Ananse na ti number bio na Kevintela say koto no ena se wo ye Akufo Addo ena Kwaku Ananse no eye Bawumia edintra Akufo Addo twa Ghana for na odi bedi nkonem no eno ena Kwaku Ananse eye Bawumia ko no ho se fatire ne mame na santoro no ka kire na me kutwa nkire Ghana for se ne be ya mesedi nkonem na ewie poto kem tawase yo bena say yo no say free senior high school review na NDC for kan ya opon kroma ne MPP for so mu say I NDC for bam person mu twa free SHS no say entro montungu be kra na Kevin Taylor fire last year or fire ba pese kutibi.
A long time ago, Crab was a very handsome man. He was tall. He had maybe some maintaining professionalism. I'm a kind story way near cartoon because the economy faster. A long time ago, Crab was a very handsome man. He was tall, near Sokotowa or any patenting grammar or Jinawa Akufo Addo. Now he had many friends, no one down for Bebre. And I'll say Crab's friends knew he was a very kind man. None and down for him say Koto de or any part when you kind of intimate ya fast. Bring best me brushes so and I be best way there. Ya tuna so I rough the chili over as no gravity here and so I want to gravity here. So I'm for you're going. Now, Uko yet the twice now one day, Scorpion said, I want to take my house to a new place. A yes, Scorpion catch the koto say, me Diana message change no, me person out time the deche. Nana go one the names no, na ba omi ade nam form mo be fucking. Inti koto so kotam dam no, a dino deche e do go see baby ma Scorpion. Over the next paragraph, on another day, snail a ye nwa ya bo otupe nwa ya de bobro ebunoburu nkwan someone me ebunoburu nkwan kora na mutiem no tupe sa nwa ya yetumi tudu to ne ya de bo aye ebunoburu nkwan ye nananom no mko nwure ma no mo bo otwi ni tuo omo bo otwi ni tuo a no mate otwi ni toilet no asantifo be se otwi bi ni no na mate egu polythene bag mu na otwi nam no ye gya ne wo nwurem eno ade che ba be fa na ye de sa otwi toilet na be fie na ye be hono aye nkwan I never bofro nkwan ai ye be hono enti obuko otwe na se nipa ni wokase obetu agya no oba se ebia moye bofo mienu ene nkora no twi ne ye no moye hunters mienu na muko otwe na pa moko first thing otwe ne down na wawu no no fast no otwe ne yem no yi toilet very very important very expensive into otwe ne wi na the other way say be wo okwa do ibafo pa wo ba ne yem pra no biem otwe toilet no ene diamond no intesa no mat toilet ni say no de gu polythene bag o mat toilet otwe toilet no de gu polythene bag na o mat chire enti ba bo so mat chire ni say o say o de gu polythene bag ma otwe toilet no mat chire say because na nekua ene abena buruwa o mo no o mu hia sa toilet no de ayenkwan e wo choba because bogus e twen enti somebody otwe bi ni ba ye de beduru fia na enam no so te etare chire obofo na ye de nam no ye twenam na ne na besuo hisi kakra sana mato akoto so enti aba ne twetwa nam no ye ya nkwan ne wi a na se nkwan no ye de tomatoes bo ase ne ye de je na bo ase ne ye de enam no guma na afia de nchire kakra pete so sata na magi cube no tetefo ndo ni magi cube enti aba sana ne akonya ma de fun bi ne de apete so ne amane hura enti du de I said nam ne ye duru ho no ne ye twetwa ntropo ntropo twitwa ntropo gum bofro nkwan na mekire no ye twitwa ntropo na yi tomatoes no ene jade no ne akonyam ye nyama na gum a na afi start se enene ho ai na se asante na menemo ka no na se ehuru faso na afi omate eye otwen bini no ha omote de sei na omde atumpa omote ne sei na omde atumpa na afi anane aha se otwen no owe nwura ekoniyem edane toilet na eno na hoodin wom ai inta brofo nkwan no bofro nkwan no inta huru abo se afi na top na se edu bebe bo se tuto na se aben no se bofro nkwan wonim ya obadwin se eni e green ti aben da bi ehuru abo ya tuto edu bebe na tuto edu bebe na tuto na se ya ben no inta tumi bebe bo se na afi de epi ai se tombra na tuto ena wo hu se nkwan na bene na ya fe ya tie na ya se ni negu eye fufuo so na pa ene na ye na nanom asantefo mpanifo akamfo na omudi ene ntina omunim nyansa no na moma ye to aso koto story no enie akwa boda ai se me boa ene wo be kirechirem wo na wo kirechire kobio platform Facebook enjiska kobio de na kirechirem asama bana me kirechirem a wo tu no to na cafeteria there now okwasie wa a few days later lobster and Subas came to crab. He said, "My friend, I am going to marry. Please give me a kente cloth to wear." A year lobster Subas a koto. Meso me ko ware. Mami kente na me nkwan ware na menim. Ebia na sa time no. Emwa na obi anya ntani, obi anya eyenkri eye awunini. Enti obi anya eyenzimani. Yenim sa wonafo so sentoma enti ni nyina yemfa nhye kente. Ena eye lobster enso beje dian kente efri eye dian koto ho se odekoware. Lobster na onena nam krom wono wo koware oni kente. Enti oso okokoto okoji kente koware ende ate. Enti ekire mu no na akọ anima. This was the least difficult thing for crab to do. Say adia na enya din kra se koto be no koto na nsem wo mre started story last no koto enipa bi ade obebusa bi odba ma ho ono de etimodin de bi no wotwa ponki e de say akoya wiawia nkofo video a odi di tutu so a we use the nim kakra ne tutumi ai ono saa koto 10 gram na betri hu asese be bibia nice koto. Into lobster no so by and also pentuma and a koto de mano. He gave lobster the kente cloth. He also gave him a pair of sandals. And a koto say now beji kente onjin in pobwanka ho. Into man kente no sade ahinema toa so say jahinema she never ko wari jimi. Deche and a lobster so edgy and also ko wari. Now okwa one day spider gigim Kokwananse abem Kokwananse bem na story na say Kokwananse abem ya say one day spider ya bo Kokwananse di wo ma story na say ai Kokwananse di abem and the story na say and ya say one day lobster a spider came Kokwananse abem Bawumia ba story dim say story ni nyina koto ni nyina na Akufo Addo se si ado Bawumia bem and the case na ehu. One day spider came. He said, "Crab, I am in trouble. I must go to the chief's house now." Kwaku Ananse oya Bawumia bem no baka say, "Oh nana se si ade asema ba e wo se metumi kọ edian metumi kọ ohine no ahemfie sisi a ntiesia de maso aye pa Bawumia beka kire Akufo Addo se Akufo Addo no kọtọ no adafo dodo nti Akufo Addo nti krono nti oni tire odenam Ghana o krono nti nana Addo danko Akufo Addo nti ena Bawumia beka kire Akufo Addo se yesi de maso aye Ananse yesi de besanka me kọ edian me pese me kọ ohine ni fie ho na wato ne nsa afre me but me pese me udi nko maso aye. Now, I must think and speak well to the chief. Ena Bawumia ka kire Akufo Addo which is Kwaku Ananse ka kire koto se me ko ahemfie o se mtumi kasa ye kire ohene no ai na se Bawumia no o ba ka kire Akufo Addo o kwa santime ma o ka kire so be so full line okay o ka kire so be so full line into ohia bibia free koto a ye Akufo Addo no na okoka kira santefo no se obebie so obeye sofo line no into abakoto se koto mame bra na me mama adwene bi na me mfa nko ho yento aso. Now Kwaku Ananse eye Bawumia muntie story no. Give me your head so that I can think and speak well. Obi ba opentuma, obi ba opempoboa, obi ba also mintumi ntwansio be maboa mentwansio, obi ba also betambedan. Kwaku Ananse Bawumia ba Akufo Addo kai se wo de be pawuti no. Fa wuti ni mame. Se ne be medura santimemu a nkofo na ka chem se the battery is the Lord no. Sa nkofo na ka kire obo se I uko school abrochire o certificate no. Fa wuti no. Bawumia na Kwaku Ananse no na o ka kire koto Akufo Addo say me kwa santimemu akobie so for life agenda 111 omo boa me kodada omo but say no me nim kasa me agimigimi intifa utina 2008 2012 o de dada asantefo ka say oba be sidie eye 111 oba be so for line oba be so amene for sa etire ni mame na me mfa nko face asantefo ro inchire mu inti we na ngola dis year school and na koto tu ni ti rade Akufo it you have picture na koto etu ni ti ah mo kire nkora sa de we ebe ne nyampanifo nkwasiafo mo nanam Ghana ebe de na Ghana nkora nyina bebre mo bobodam and na koto te ho no Akufo Addo so ti Jubilee House no koto otu ni ti wetu ni ti o koto etu ni ti asem na ye ka picture na wo ho no koto no wetu ni ti na he still alive Akufo Addo wetu ni ti Bawumia so na ho alive say ho na bo hu sa de ne mu hu enna koto tu ni ti no kekra oye koto terminator oye se kekra eno tu ni ti eno se bo ene Ananse je ode ma Bawumia se okwa santimemu dia famiti ko obode de enye omunim so ejimijimi ba ohu miti dia obehu sa onim nyansa enna crab gave his head to Spider put the crab's head on his own head. Then he went to the chief's house. The chief was very angry to see him. Yase koto tu ni ti Akufo Addo tu ni ti se kunkuro. And I said Bawumia je fa ko ohene ni fie o menhia. Na ohene ni hu a ni beje. Na me pese be buse o time Akufo Addo tu ni ti a oye koto edema Bawumia Ananse no. Otuma no na ono no orumunzio okowie no onya pure water do me because tu ti wi a kwase sem say ya o kai so mu ade koto etu ni ti da wote ase koto etu na nke tu ti tira ase de na sanka nyina anka me ti ya o Ghana na kama se e wo America koto tu ni ti nice na wetwa ponko no otu ni ti de Akufo Addo ti no na otuma Bawumia se o kwa santimemu wan hwe ya wan fa biti anko a eye otumfo bebefu na koto tu ni ti no de ma no na deche eye Kwaku Ananse eje koto ti eye Bawumia je Akufo Addo ti na de kwa santimemu time eye Akufo Addo ede de ti ma Bawumia du asantimemu otumfo ahemfi ho no na otumfo buafu ene na story ne kan nchire mu na me de ma mo no into okoye no na eye otumfo buafu na ohene ne buafu because Bawumia je Akufo Addo ti e de aba asantimemu. Full stop. Now, he said, koto asemo kan ni. Spider. No, ohene na asemo kan ni. Inti time Bawumia duru aya asantimemu a okose krom wo fo bo se obeye eye sofo line, obeye eye swame, oba beye agenda 111. Says Akufo Addo ti de tuaso nti omunim se Akufo Addo. I some omunim se Bawumia ojimijimi, nti omo muntie no. Inti okoduru ho no, ena eye ohene no otumfo se to say. He said, Nanaka said, Spider, you are a bad man. A ho eno hine na eye Ananse koji koto tiko no ho no. Ohine ka say wo. Ede wo bawo Akufo Addo. On de din see efri say time a odi etire ko ye no. Na ohine nhira hu no. Into hu na so eye wo Bawumia, wo ye nipa boni nipa. Sa lo tumfo ka kire Bawumia, wo ye nipa boni nipa. Sa tamia na eye koto ti enesi Bawumia so. Na Akufo Addo ti enesi Bawumia so e o menhia. Now, but it was crab's head. Spider went away and nobody saw him again. Oh. Inti book no teacher na otwa picture we twa ne ye. But do tema but it was scraps. No, Enoka say you are Eno Henika say Spider, you are a bad man. You stole my gold. Enna eye Bawumia de eye Akufo Addo tidi kwa santimemu no. Otu Akufo Addo tidi kwa santimemu na oka say wedru no. Enna otu fo kan say wo Bawumia wo ye nipa boni ni. When we have misika kokko gold for oil. Gold for oil. Chairman want to be gold. From Boadu gold oka ho asem. Eye kojo ponkroma eko ewusi gabe otredako kweku bako. Eni tire ma otu fo kan say wo Bawumia wo ye nipa boni ni pa. When we have misika kokko na opeso ka say otufo ka kire Bawumia say mo na mabese asante asase awia yesika sem nyina yesika kokko nyina dwane enti eko enanim no because of this we are going to cut off your head eho ena otufo ka say Bawumia emom wakoje Akufo Addo ti esiso because Bawumia ono ene de Ananse ena Akufo Addo koto ena wakoje koto tri esiri tri so enti otufo say wo Bawumia dia adena koduru de ye betwa wutie efri so won dia strategy na koye Bawumia giro tumfo anim ni ti Akufo Addo ena na se Bawumia Spider Ananse ogina ohine anim na se Ananse ena ni ti koto sesia no ohine otumfo se tutu se obetwa Bawumia ti adentira the gold for oil abewia santi gold nyina through chairman wontumi now dia ne see now soldiers cut off the head. A while or two for Emma Afrafo say, Bawumia no general soldier for Muntinity. Just as some more ram when in summer and manusian was school. Into a hinny catch there a year soldiers and answer about a woman born who by say, Munchabaomiati, Tiasia say, a trainee Bawumia sono, a Akufo Addo tea, a Sian Kwan Bawumia, into a Diana Chabaomia tea, a white in Yacha, Akufo Addo tea. Okay. Now, the soldiers cut off Spider's head at once. Wana afrafo mugina mensia hono. Omu say Bawumia oya Nanse aniti kotono. Wana mo chi Bawumia eno mutwa ni tinten. Yaka say offer. Na si ye twesi. I will try no hwan ama efri so. Inti time otumfo ka say Bawumia nka no kro ni paboni ni o kromfo ono abedi ni sika kokko ewia ni sika kokko ene MPP for chairman wontumi omo keka hono nti entwa ni tie ho de twa Bawumia ti a Akufo Addo ti de siso which is the battery is the Lord. Now yonko enim into mu twa tire wie no na etire no akoye de etire no akoye Ananse ti akoye kototi inti Bawumia yetwa Bawumia ti na fum every say yetwa kototi Bawumia ngazangaza de oda hu ye nipa den e obi kotu ni ti komo obi na obi de obi ti ba na yetwa nipa ni ti na nipa ni tumi yetwa ni ti nko ato na otumi dwane asem we okoti bi wen sa nyoma we no mo kire ye ma no school into two focus yetwa Bawumia ti na fum yetwa tire to fo na Bawumia fum into Bawumia our virtual head and our realistic head. In the Biobusa Bawumia say, dear partner, person Yamagano, so digitization virtual. That means Bawumia our tribu or boom. And into the Akufo Addo tinamno, into the Biobusa Bawumia, dear Nawaya, also, Akufo Addo planting for food. Obusa Bawumia say, dear Nawankasa Waye, MPPI, also, free SHS, or the Akufo Addo tino, and Ordinama Santimemu, or Wankasankasa Niti, or Nuso Ekronfo, or can it Timwa Sama Santifobe. Into so study Bawumia, Odua Santimemua, free SHS, planting for food and jobs. Nana Danko Akufo Addo, or Nimsa Wanfe Akufo Addo Tia and Kwa Santimemua, Odua Ebecha to actually. Or could do also, you Chalitina to actually because Santifon person be Akufo Addo in Imbium. Afemu Tiasieba. Now Kwasiawa. Crab waited and waited, by Spider did not come back. Eye Koto, Afe Koto Tifioniti. Koto tifie oniti wa twenya eye Kwaku Ananse amfa ti namba na Kwaku Ananse ti no tutu he because awu ji koto ti afa utiba koto e dabi ye de enim be Kwaku Ananse ti no koye say virtual head o say de yo enti koto atena hwa Kwaku Ananse fa ti ni mba Bawumia kwa santimemu no na na dan Akufo Addo to wo twen se anko de ti ba bre no Bawumia so de ti no enenam and or the can kwasi asem officer onim say MPP base no omunim say Akufo Addo ti nko ade a omdwen sa nyansa wom enti Bawumia age Akufo Addo ti and or de nenam and Akufo Addo ti fie say na meti a jimia ye mu mai akwa we age kwa onfa mre story na mi chire mu no jandam story no now Ukwa Crab was always inside his hole. He could not go out. He could not see because he had no head. He could not hear and he could not eat. You see, eye koto eba asano afei ohye bom onu a onhu ade onu a onte asem onu a ontumi nidi onu a onte smell koto ehye bom na wo koto ontumi nidi wo koto onhu ade wo koto ontumi nkasa wo koto wani afra wo koto uniti oti ase eye dai kwasi story pa na go fo na chroba nkola no koto hye bom esia no Bawumia de ti ko wo na na do Akufo Addo ti Jubilee House unitire wa onhu ade wa onti asem wa ontumi hwi ade wa unnidi wa wonsre wa unim de ekoso uniani na wo da ho to wo na kire wo say Akufo Addo ti Jubilee House ro enipa wewu Bawumia de ti ko Osatokronim is always in his hole. Osa Jubilee House wo and Bawumia betu di tiko kura no and ode akokumasa akwa and ye twa ti na to atwene and Bawumia fum and Akufo Addo se tokronim and all twen say Akufo Addo ekotoro all twen say Bawumia de ti ni beba afa wo ti story na se and na ye teachers na kan kire nkora na mo ma story ne flat sa no ye ne ye chirem mami busa Mr. S no mde wan ye kro mo be yime firi so. All right, thank you, Mr. S. Enti, okay story ni kwa chira. At last, God was sorry that Crab had no head. He told Crab, I will help you to see and hear and eat. Onyankopon later no hu said abi. Se when ndi njinemu ama kotoa. Koto bebre. Enti onyankopon ka kire koto se meboa wo ema wehu. Emma was wohu ade emma wate asem emma wotume didi enum na nana do Akufo Addo se one ne nyankopon nyankita ho into kosi de cathedral into western story no into Akufo Addo se bonim ena ono ano onim de onye nyansa abono nani abono nano abono ontumi didi ni tini so nyansa nim no yate de kokumasi akotwa to atwene into oto wono waya mobo ena onyankopon ka kire ne se meba be hu se wagya wo ho wadi nkwasi asam Emma sa akwa no atabutire dwane enti de men se meboa wo eno na Akufo Addo ne nyankopon bi di nkomo na esisi ne so na eye de na Akufo Addo obi a onti asem unhu ade obi a untumi ndanwene enso daye eye de na utumi ti nyankopon asem efrise woni tire a eye de na woda eso daye se woni tire a eye de na wodu titu so ne so enti Akufo Addo ka chem se ne nyankopon bi na kasa na oboa because time na o se de ne nyankopon kasa na oni tire enti osore no kaso besi cathedral eyo no a ne mumobro ohye bon ni mu no oho no onim de onye e na obeka kire mu se obesi cathedral koto story no part 2 enie en oyasaba Monday amede part 3 ne ba be so na amamo mu se koto story no Akufo Addo manifesto e no mo ka kire mu. You are still watching with all due respect extended version na answer na ye beto aso no be se amafo bi ti ase story ne be bebre. Lots and lots of stories. There's one story I mean say nkofo kan ho asem bebre eye Obiba JK story me chirechirem e ma Ghana for the real story behind Obiba JK, the intent and say o de just pose eye Ghana politics baby Obiba JK story no ewo ye be kan story nyina brofum na ya chirechire story me nyina otwi na ye breaking it down ma Ghana for hu code no amanfo bi kasa bebre se Obiba JK story no anka go no share no anka yenda anka VAR ache no moboa munim de moka yeba na se yebe chirechire mu a yebe kire mu de siye saa bebi ya make no enye penalty but yene no yenim de yeye ene yenim chirechire mu enti yeba Obiba JK story na anka focus we de anka VAR anka ache no anka Obiba JK offside no yenim de what story we mu sa baby ya second red no ebia weni so na hu ni sa na emre du na yeba na yebe chirechire mu a Ghana fo behu Obiba JK story na nkasa Ghana nkwara behu no kure no ye mpeni fo du twa entro education nyina na ya za nti aha e na behu no kure no enchirechire mu ni de my advice to Pierrot, no lawyer, say they should write to the Chief Justice that they don't want this judge to sit on the case. Because the judge in the now Pierrot lawyer to me run another courtroom office. Not judge waiting and Busa say about office or be day. I personal fight na judge commensa. Justice a commensa. I done a personal lawyer no all to me court mpoko biso bi frasa mana. And this is not how it's supposed to be done. The ethics are bad. But say no and you do. That is how we are going to do the whole thing. So this woman made the damage away asasi awasema catch your 2-4 say to nana piao. Me akorade, but everything I've said about your kingdom, it has come to pass. Mami we go anima ase. Mami we say wakonwa. Mami we magana fo hu say eye asantemam no ono ahema no ombu 2-4. But you sit there every day and you condone these things. And then at the end of the day, ni nyina be siw na so na ye ka obi say do 2-4 atem. Penyini wo fie na say na ye ka na nkawefo a hwan na ye mbodi dinka ho. Every say yete ha na ye ka na ye share videos, na ye share pictures. And so 2-4 say to nana, you don't want to act. Eya santema asase na ye say no, you are pretending as if say unhu we. We are helping you solve this problem. We are helping you make sure asantema asase no wabo ho ban. Ahimani ahimfo mo bokro no eye galamse de yete ha na ye tufo e na ye the evidence e na ye directly still 2-4 sa wonye. And then sometimes dima obi say any say adan eye menhia galamse e koso menhia no mu bia na. Because it looks like menhia is not worried. Menhia doesn't care. Say ansasene say what is the problem? I'll come back to that matter. Now Kumawu, there's something happening after Kumawu elections, you know. I hear the NPP candidate, you know, Wakasa. Now, I hear some Kumawu NPP candidate naka Kumawu by elections, rice, cloth shared were Mother's Day gifts. Newly elected MP. Kumawu by election, rice, cloth shared were Mother's Day gifts. Maybe kind story no, but the tears some na maybe church a ye Kumawu fum ebi adodo no entiase. So before they say I'm pass you be do SS2 into no problem. Na ebi amachiremu akire a ye kwabrefo. A ye Kumawu MP a ye ni foforo NPP ni no. Omo busa ne say MP wona owini abei na ye nyina ye hu videos kire se MPP for chentoma omo che sika omo che nyoma konko emu konko eye kwankwan emu omo che eye sapete mo ne ade na ade na wo ka fa ho osi o sa nyoma ne de emu no kure MPP che na eye Mother's Day gifts mo men kind story no MP we na eba parliament abesivu mo we na eba parliament abesivu mo and the mutiate moment kind of story no. The newly elected member of parliament for Sechere Kumawu constituency of the Ashanti region, Ernest Yao Enim, has confessed that his party shared rice and cloth among other voters. According to him, persons captured in the viral video sharing cups of rice, cloth among other items were active members of the New Patriotic Party based in Kumawu. Me chire we mu ansa. Eye Kumawu MP foforo wa be ye busa no ensem na no asem no busa say oh ye che gare e mo ne ntuma ne ade time na ye elections no na ye MPP for say ampa no mo ye MPP for a onimo mo omo ye Kumawu for mranti omo ye MPP for. In fact emo ene gare ene ntuma ne ade omo che no ye ne MPP for members no omo che ye nko enim. Mr. Yao Enim disclosed this on Oyerpa TV while answering questions on accusations that he won the Kumawu by-election through dubious means. Yes, this is a MPP for radio a friend of Oyerpa so. Omotutu nano and oka say ane entuma de eche ye gari ye mo omo mo che mo hu video no nyina na ye MPP for mapa and ye ne so omo so omo nkoche sika enche gari. Oko eye nano asem ankasa eno na mebe kenkan na maka kire ma chiri mu akire inchire mu na no asem ne and I quote, I saw the viral video and investigated the people behind the viral, and I noticed the people were NPP members who teach in Kumawu. I see video no online ne hu ye, and now your investigation who say, oh, emrantina no muche gari, omuche ntuma, omuche sika, time na ye be yinu no, onwa ni momo, omu ye MPP, dia MPP for omu chira dia wo Kumawu. Jesus Christ. Now, of course, now say they did that because of the love they have for me and the party. Or say to man no chair no, gari no chair no, konko mumu ne de man kuko no chair ma Kumawu for so mo kwato abama no. Omo ye free odom, if you say sam ranti omo chira de Kumawu omo ye MPP for asante for ma no, omo do no, oda omo wo ma no, enti na omo kwa chair sa nyoma no time na ye to ne so aba. Na no nsiye okasa. Of course, can say they did that. So they did that because of the love they have for me and the party. So on Mother's Day, they decided to do the donation on my behalf. So it was a Mother's Day gift. So what is wrong with that? I say, no. If we say oda omuwama no na adekudie nti amrantie no eche gare ene emo kwankwan mo opro mo eye ntuma ene sika no say na eye Mother's Day gift a omoye ede share ono nanimonyam enti sa ohun video na sa ntuma no mo chere MPP for ma pawajatum eye emo no awajatum gare no wajatum sika ni nyina wajatum ni nyina ne say na eye Mother's Day gift a omode che eye ekrom ho maamefo se bia omode be hye ono MP no nanimonyam eka. So what is wrong with that? And also busa say inti mu amokasa bebre na ase kire say dia inform so na woso say Mother's Day na MPP mrantie ene na mo cha ntuma che sika eche gare na che mo 1 cup no o say de mu hu ya ne de Mother's Day gift mamon ka say election entina na omo cha sa anyoma no we na eko parliament ofiri asantime mu koje Ghana we. Now of course I will say they filmed it and share it on social media. This one was not meant for social media. It is unfortunate that some evil-minded people leaked the video just to accuse me of vote buying, he explained. End of quote. Or see, Saturday no muye no nan kedi somebody to social media. Omo kocha mo ne eye entuma ema ma me phone Mother's Day no. Nan kedi so omo share on social media. Na nipa bonifo bi na omo betam sa videos na ye nyina ye hu ye no. Say eye den omo nya den omo nipa bonifo bi na be fa video na omo de beto social media ma ye nyina ye hu ye. Enti video na mu hu ye na ya papa eye MPP4. Eye MPP4 omo no mo kira de okumewu. Omo mrantie omo chentuma omo chesika omo chekonko emo omo che eye gari olonka omo che eye nyoma bebre na na Mother's Day enye elections no Kumawu for ma chirechirem omienko enim won say nkofo hu say yenyina ye jimi adenti no be hu say jimi efri say ye akamfo se metena sisia na se asema papa we kan ye meka se we di atem ohu asantefo say ye jimi a obi beka se be di otumfo atem. Sa asemwe mi gina so na me kase mi chirem adwudwam amamo Ghana for ati ase sa MP we oye as useless as omomo ho no okwa akwaje bribe akase akode ahokyera beto Kumawu fo so ene Ghana fo so a na me pese me kire se ensem afi na num kura baaye no okakira akamfo ene asantefo moto ababa no eye nimtia ema asantefo no obi bekase me di otumfo atem entienda no se Ghana semba na se ayakamfo asa na uchirema yes we go to for atem yati krom ha kwase bi ti Germany okọ abrochire bebi asantefo pa ewo pa ye Germany me Kevin Taylor mumuntu nyamhwiu sa nkwase akeka na mo kana enchenyi hwiu okọ abrochire okọ UK okọ Germany okọ America okọ Ireland okọ ewiase France asantefo ankasa Kumawu asantefo Germany pa do mugu okọ Germany apreko bi da ho na ho kan nipa mu KVIP preko kokọ na ho kan nipa fimi oda ho anopa to anwumre otumi di otumfo atamfiri ni tiri so ebesi ni nase meso okọ Germany a preko ba bi da ho preko ba na ho kan ho fifre tan nipa fumi oko Tanzania nko dankwan so Fitianopa to enyumre. This dirty person. Otumi di otumfo atem, odi n'anim atem, odi ne chest atem, odi otumfo di ne bema nyina atem. Okwa Germany a ehona asantefo gu pa. Kwasiafo obuguo, omuntumi enchi akwa we twaniti ntontwene. Ye nuanem asantefo obugu Germany. Omunyina ntumi nka omuhumbo mu nka se, ye nkasa ne yem protect otumfo da bi ene de ehia. Kevin Taylor ka galamse wansem na obuso otumfo kwashi se otumfo ndi djuma na nyomansesa yesi Kevin Taylor didi otumfo atam nkwasiafo masante semne yenya asantefo yema asante enware no amote ase sen enya kura se Germany wo muni sa preko ba no nete muni sa kwasiampanyi na onfu plane da wona brabo mu no muni nete muni sa jimifo na sa adokoro no sa akoa na ne ho nkoro ese chimpanzee for na ase no sa kwasiampanyi muti Germany mu asantefo mo sori na mo peje maboti keka nkwasiasem muni nete Germany wo muntumi nchini twaniti muntumi on oni de onka hwe on onu otumi ka mo hene ejadan ejada ne nakedness ho asem wa bontene enya nde o enso muti ogu ni TV so ni Facebook kwasiafo mo hwe mo se de Kevin Taylor heden Kevin Taylor didi asantema atem mo bobodam de odi asantema atem no kwasiampanyi na oti Germany no ho fi no onu na mo nchintwa ne ti me otumfo amena na o debia de wo ho a ehia o se me kache otumfo ma yetoto nyoma ye ma nyoma ye no enna me kache otumfo, and that is not going to stop me from being critical. I have never sat on my platform and kwasiasema ye kafo otumfo ho Germany mugu Germany ho munantie tumatuntum mo yusu mo ho no mu kan kwasia bi ti Germany di otumfo atem etumi di otumfo be ma beto abontene edi otumfo be ma atem edi otumfo yiratem edi mo hene kesi atem kwasiafo emmoama mugu Germany muntumi protect mo hene mudi mani bre ba me so adentira me say de ekoso asantememu no otumfo mfa ne nansi fom emmoa empete mugugu Germany mudos che obia mo ya asantefo mudi mokodi nchine be ma bia ntumi mfa bafu hye nsem enwo akwa we kon esikan ka se otumfo na naname me protect me hene emmoa obegina wa na mudi na chitie no na odi mo hene atem wan na egu otumfo ni ase intim ka se me nuanum asantefo ni bi ni mo agimi mu bi na mugu aburuchire no mo agimi enti mo be peje mabeti ebe ye de ya asantefo na Kevin Taylor ka sa me wagimi wasantesem no wonte ase wagwa ewrade jagopo afere se mo hu di azem ne ko wuofu adentira Kevin Taylor ka se asantefo bi a mo ti Germany mo yankwasiafo capital N mo yankwasiafo capital K mo yankwasiafo capital W mo yankwasiafo capital A mo yankwasiafo capital S mo yankwasiafo I kwasiafo A kwasiafo F kwasiafo U O muti Germany kwasiaba we gina ho edi otumfo na deja edi asante akonwa atem Monday through to Friday moa you cannot take action asante man kuo ena ekuo we ena ma mo kan muntumi twa ko we muntumi ntini twati na masante sam na ne de yin kwasia we ti Germany muntumi ntini mbunu guno na masante sam na ne de yin na me ena munya asamo nka mo kwasia politics nti ye nkodi Kevin Taylor atem mo ye moa asantefo ni bi na mo ti Germany no. I am directing this to you people. Ana mujin say monya de fo mo betra social media yanko ka Kevin Taylor asem Kevin Taylor di otumfo atem kwasia ebisi uhwena no Kevin Taylor so Germany or America muntumi ma America ana meboa kwasiafo otemuhwena no nipa fin sana no hotantan na otumfo na asekrampo no ontumi fa no compare otumfo chao eti ni kura Jimmy Fowe ontumi fa no compare no oti Germany ti bonk bim tantan bi enya ace man ho kro ekeka kwasiasem ya asantefo obi antumi ntwi mic entwe camera enka say I will meet you one on one and finish you because wagu makonwa ho fin wadi otumfo atam emmoama motete Germany di me matam mo bobodam I have respect for Otumfuo, and every single day I will criticize Asantemai and Otumfuo if things are not right. And no animal can talk and say I cannot. I will. More first, Mundin can solve my problem. No Germany. More Jimmy Dodo. More Santefoni be amugu Germany. More Jimmy. Munya him for Germany. Yeni Asante hine o Germany. Yeni Kumawu hine o Germany. Yeni Antobia hine o Germany. Yeni Bantama hine o Germany. Mugu ayede mwa. Mutumi defend Otumfuo. You people cannot defend Otumfuo. You people cannot call the shot and stop this barbaric fool from what he's doing. More become a master. I didn't try. Yeah, MPP for na Kevin Taylor can answer more bottom. So I feel the level of munyansa no. My general form. It's not just some yes, ano. Na mamwa. Na menka Ghana. Na menka Santimaya Sembio. More bottom. Ewo Germany ho. Mo solam mo peja mabati mo nyina mo ye hufuo bibia ni mo nantem mo solam na mo twetwe mo se mo no kan mo tu fin mo ntumi defend kotoko akonwa no e wo Germany oba o pese o traba America ntumi defend kotoko wo Germany na mo amotiti kotoko mo amotiti Germany say ye ya hemfo asante ahemfo no mo so mfaso ne say mo ntuma mo kankan. You think it is easy? Kevin, yeah, Mumiankodi Kevin atem, a beman phobia, MPP phobia, Case, ya de domo, bodam, politics, national mutrimuma, into my junior, and Yamede Mamma, Mumma, Mewuma, ya de sombono, a free mutrim, ya Santifogu German, and Monfas one saying. Monfas one say weekend number, no more kodi conconsa, no more cofanco for your mother, no more didn't quasiasem. Mun defend the mensia, Mun defend the Asante Kotoko. Monche kwasi ampenyi bia otewo egu Asante Kotoko hine ni ase no momwa na mutwade na monche se mo na mo dominant force ye bema mano nyenyenyenyenye wode wano do wira ebi nwowo wode wano eye nyenyenyenye ebi nwowo motewe jimifo mo amonya opportunity to sit on social media na mo ne Kevin Taylor ko Kevin Taylor is fighting send munsu e wo fie no ebeye na mo nuanom mo wofanom mo maame no ma mo gya mo wura nim no omonya nsupa anom no a me fight se galamse su betwa no mo de bokwase atete Germany ho kwase atobi to no odi mu hene atem we kwase ampanyi we a uko Germany a me say Otumfuo ne chaw kura toilet a ase no we otafrekura obenya nkwa na mote ho se mo ya Asantefo ye ti abrochire ye Germany fo mo bodam mo solve first problem no mo wan mama mo second problem to solve man no to know kwasi ampanyi we ti Germany di Otumfuo atem every day kwasi afot ti wo se na Kevin Taylor me na mo be peske didi mo bodam. Let's move on. Now let me show you this. Egigim and Madam Tokonu, she was interviewed. Mami and the new Chief Justice of Ghana. Now the issue is that Wakasimbi, the menstrual products for school and little children should be tax-free, but for working females, it shouldn't be. And your interview, Madam Tokonu, the new CJ, the Chief Justice of Ghana, Parliament at the tone no kakra. Na anoto to dem na koduru baby, and my America say, oh, nkwara omo school. Mmabaawa omo primary JSS de. Sebi omo bu omo nsa no. E wo sanka omo koto sebio pada omo ebu omo nsa bosumi bia na osanka ye free na ebia emma sebio omo de omo nyini omo ye adwuma etu omo kare de ose omo de omo tua into taxes enka ebia akora wedi for 15 years 14 years 13 years 15 years onye adwuma oye school ni anka ose sa taxes na eda sa eyi no so no eyi diapers no so no anka ye free so na sa ankwara no ento ne fofofo na sebio mba omo nyini kakra omo de omo ye adwuma no omo ntumi ntua Ni anti kroma ena John Mahama NDC catch the Ghana for say yenyi tax crime free a year pad so. E dey na MPP for catch the John Mahama. O ye turn into moa ena mudi na tem. Samia Wuku jina TV so ka say dey a disgrace to women. Samia Wuku, what did Samia Wuku say? Satano, a youth organizer of MPP. Samia Wuku, I think the team, you sent this, right? You sent this piece Samia Wuku said. Mahama sanitary pad initiative is demonic. Thank you, Mr. S. I forgot to add this to the story. Time John Mahama car say, "Yenyi taxes every sanitary pad so na enkwara and on top mekai before election 2020." That was some of the message of Professor Nano Pukwudjiman. MPP for yanya can for dioma tem adaya nyansa semno every 10 ho na eba. And oba watna court wabo bra onim bebia ko nyina no na de ana me yan say maami fo we nyina no mo Ghana o sa time na maami we onye chief justice o anase na onyanko supreme court o na ono so ye oba wa fasade o nyina nkasa ade na NDC na also, and it was something judge for the nkasa. And our colleagues and our judge for were sitting there, and people were misinforming Ghanaians and insulting John Mahama. And Mami way, ya vertina na some say, yes, sanitary pardon, no, anka enquirane de anka yenyi taxes in free so. Anka yenyi taxes no in free so. Time a John Mahama kind Samia Wuku catch John Mahama say, sa tax or see yenyi free a year de so no, yenyi free a year. A sanitary pad is a demonic. Almost a course can say NDC 4% almost a young Kwaran pad at the Koye Drew. Sana MPPTU. As some of Kato Ghana food team no. Satana John Mahama Jenny Ghana and Kwarahu. Send your sanitary pad the board ding. And a whole Chief Justice to be what the Nanwabetum. Yet now my some no build it up and any pass say ni pewu and Sunny you say assembly or see a dia no tomb. The same thing I was telling the former CJ, Sophia Akufo. Now, Sophia Akufo, as a CJ, no, she was also a Ghanaian. Sometimes you put your position aside and speak as a Ghanaian. Madam, shut up. You might have been a lawyer, a judge, which is fine, but a chief justice, Sabio, is Ghanaian. A chief justice is not a robot. You being a chief justice does not stop you from commenting on something that will benefit kids enquire when it comes to health, hygiene. All these women, all these people were quiet. And almost starting me mono. So for Akufo, right now I'm not a judge, and you know I can speak. I'm saying, shut up. You not speaking all these years. Do you know the number of people who lost their lives? I'm not a public servant. So right now I can speak. And then Madam took on now. Oh, she thinks to say they should scrap the taxes on pad. Mahama Bekai, they say Mahama Tenia Boa. They see you people as second fiddle. Were we not here when this stupid fool called Hobson Addo mounted stage and told you Northerners that you are always second fiddle? These people in the NPP see you, my brothers and sisters in the North, as animals who don't contribute anything to you people. The video I played, that's the explanation. They want to tell you people, it does not matter how hard you try and pretend and make people think that you belong to the ideology called NPP, so you have been accepted. It does not matter how you try as a Northerner. Irrespective of your ethnicity, you are seen as a second fiddle, a stupid slave who will always be beneath them. And today they are saying it in clear language. They used to hide to speak like this. But now they have realized that they need to speak the truth which is in their heart to win power. So if you're a Northerner and I see you sitting on radio and TV speaking and saying MPP is our party, I pity you and your grandchildren. I pity you and your family, because the MPP, the Akan MPP, they see you and you Northerners in the MPP as slaves. You don't deserve to be at the table where they themselves see themselves as humans. This is one of the most despicable statements any communicator will make in 2023. And they are saying this because they see Bawumia as a filthy northerner who cannot lead the NPP as a flag bearer. So if you don't understand what is happening, my northern brothers, you go stand in a queue and make it look like you are voting for NPP to make it head to the NDC. You are foolishly exhibiting your stupidity and your ignorance, because you are telling the NPP that we are slaves to you people. We are foolish to you people. Use us like rags or urine rags and win power. They will always use you northerners until you northerners get to that point, that realization that you cannot allow the NPP, Akan NPP party, to treat you people like dogs. You will never be recognized in Ghana. It's about time you northerners in the northern region came to that conclusion that the party does not represent you. The NPP does not represent northerners. The NPP sees northerners as stupid. It hurts me, but I need to let you people understand. The young man who was speaking, that was what he was implying. And he was trying to let you know emphatically that they will win power with or without you people. So if you're in the north, irrespective of wherever you are, voting for the NPP, they see you to be a fool, because you people, they don't need you. Without you, they are themselves. And these are the things some people don't want me to be saying. But I'll keep saying it because it is real. He says the Akan NPP Akanfo party. Now let's go back to my beautiful Judge Tokonu. Madam Tokonu has said me catch them that say she will be Chief Justice. Man can't them. Me catch them around 2021. 2020 and I'm catch them say Tokonu right after the election petition, and I'm catching Ghana for she will be the Chief Justice. Man can't them. I know. I have known for a long time. And the kind of people I talk to, they know more than you people what you know. So every time, me talk on what I didn't want to say because me so obey Chief Justice. I knew, and it wasn't surprised to me when I heard Akufo Addo saying Tokonu should be Chief Justice, because the conversation has gone on a long time. They know why Tokonu should be Chief Justice. It has been planned over 3 years ago. Saying Tokonu going to be the Chief Justice is no news. There's nothing new here. It is the same regime. It is the same regime. You see, it's not about who appointed who. Let me tell you people. If J. Akufo nominates a Chief Justice, somebody to the Supreme Court, if Atamils nominates somebody to the Supreme Court, John Dramani Mahama or J.J. Rawlings, let's go back. I want to tell you something. Sometimes people are making this argument. Oh, this person was nominated by the party in opposition. So how can this judge be against the party in opposition? It's one of the most childish arguments you can ever hear. People change. People have reasons why they take some decisions. I say people change. When you give power to people, the way they react is different from when they didn't have the power. So somebody might have been chosen by J.J. Rawlings, but when that person gets the power and now that person sees the power to be sweet, they can change and use that power against J.J. Rawlings' party. The same as Kufuor. So nobody should sit anywhere else and say, this person nominated this person. How can Tokonu was nominated by Atamels? How can Tokonu say things against the NDC or be in the Supreme Court to judge? The fact is, when they get there, they feel that they are God and they will do what they think is right for them and where the wind will blow them, especially when it comes to the issue whereby they need more power. When they get to know that they are closer to a bigger power, they will do everything possible to attract the eye of the bigger power. So the argument of this person nominated this person, and because he was nominated by NPP, they cannot speak against it. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't. What you need to understand, these people are humans. I can change tomorrow, you can change tomorrow. It depends the condition you are in. And these people there, they have shown continuously that they can switch, they can do things against the constitution. Were we not here when they told us that as a Ghanaian, you cannot use a passport? But when these judges, all of them, today, all the Supreme Court judges, when they were maybe in High Court or Circuit Court, they would have stood up against this. But it's when you are getting closer to bigger power, when you are getting closer to bigger power, which is the magnet, what happens is that bigger power attracts you. Nothing distracts you. All that you need to do is that do everything possible to get to the bigger power. So when people go to the Supreme Court, things can change. Their mentality can change. Their ideology can change. Their judgments can change. Their perspective can change. So things change when people get into different environment and people find themselves in different conditions. So I would never sit here and vouch for any judge who is in the circuit court or high court or appeals court and say when this judge goes to the Supreme Court, look at what she did or he did. No. When the moment they enter Supreme Court, they are totally different people. Now let's talk about Madam Tukonu. Alleged bribe monies don't get to judges. Justice Tokonu. Now, and the Chief Justice to be, she was being interviewed, and the issue of bribe, we were all in this country when Anas Arumia did a thorough job on our judges, some of them, and we got to know, say, judge for edge banching, edge body, edge kodu, ebimukuraje besen. Minim judge bia, or no, or to me, free client. Now I catch and say, if you can't pay me money, bring me fish. I know a judge in Ghana. Nancy odi controversial case be Nancy. Aye. Nancy one controversial case involving a journalist near the other Ghana. That judge. Or to be fair client. Or to can say, you said you were going to give me this money. If you don't have the money, bring me fish. Because sir client, you know, or your fisherman. Omo fish. One fish can buy a bit to my fish. One fish can buy a bit to my more. Yes, these are judges. It is not like we are looking at angels at the Supreme Court. No, we are looking at humans. Now, this woman is saying that se obiji usika ewo court, se oye judicial service ni oye juma court na oji usika se or the bread jaja. You should see that say sasi can endu judge no. But when we watch the announced documentary, there were judges who were working with judicial service members. They were taking the money and bringing to the judges their office. Now, I listened to this woman's statement, and she made such an interesting statement. She did not do what? She did not do what? She did not, at the end of the day, rubbish totally. But she said that 99% of the time, the money does not get to the judges, meaning the 1%, it gets to the judges. And if 1% is able to penetrate, then it means that some judgments have come out that were not supposed to be the way they were. We know the institution is an institution whereby a human institution. We also need to admit to say there are more judges taking bribes in Ghana. We all need to be honest and speak on the matter and say we need to find ways to bring it down. Who doesn't know that Ghana Police Service, when it comes to corruption, about 87% of them, they are corrupt? Who doesn't know? But today they will tell you the police is not corrupt. We know most policemen on the streets in Ghana take bribe. You cannot convince the Ghanaian who is paying the bribe taker and the bribe giver. You cannot say, because the people doing the business are doing the sellers, the buyers know they are sellers. The buyers know they are sellers. Those paying bribe to judges, they know they are sellers. So it's not something unique. Madam Tukonu was trying to protect the judiciary, like we don't know what is happening in the judiciary. We know. As far as you were not able to tell us emphatically that 100% you believe the judiciary, especially the judges, nobody takes bribe, then it means the probability of some judges taking bribe is high. This is law. You told us today that you look at the facts, and these are the facts. You could not boldly, emphatically say that no judge takes bribe. So if you have been able to give a room to 1%, the probability that you have also taken bribe before is high, because I don't know who is taking bribe and who isn't. We are talking about logical reasoning here. As we speak today, if you say 99% of the time the money doesn't get to the judges, then it means that 1% of the time it gets to the judges. And if you are talking about judges in Ghana, you are also a judge, meaning you might have taken a bribe before. So you need to understand, it is always good to come out and let the people know this is a human institution. These things can happen. These things might be happening. We need to work hard. You, the people, and us. We need to meet at the point to understand that this is the law. We need to make all these things unattractive. That is what you say, for people to know you are being realistic. But you don't try and play that judicial technicality like a champion to make me think, say, you know everything. With all due respect, I respect you for your profession, what you have done. But we are not stupid, because the people are the payers. They know they are sellers. we need to sometimes respect the intelligence of the people, especially when a documentary has been put together for us to see judges taking money through their secretaries and judicial service members. So at least you need to basically take your time and respect the intelligence of the people a little bit. I have no problem of you being Chief Justice, no. But you should not also underestimate the way we think. You should not, because we are humans. No judge walks in the street to go take bribe. Judges who have been taking bribe in Ghana, they know who gives them the bribe. And the people who are giving the bribe are also Ghanaians, and they know. So don't let it look like we are stupid. We are not. Just be honest, be frank, let people know what you can do. You are not Jesus Christ, you are not Mary. You cannot solve all problems, but you can try. You can let people know that you are being realistic enough. Do not sit there and say 90%, 99% alleged bribe monies don't go to judges. Can you speak for every judge? Speak for yourself. Just tell them, I've been a judge for all these years. No money has gotten to me as bribe. I cannot speak for my colleagues, but I believe in the institution. I believe in the judiciary. I know there might be loopholes. We are humans. We are fallible. We might make mistakes, but we will do our best. If I become the Chief Justice, I will make this unattractive to the people so that we, the judges, do things like this. We will not be tempted. That is how you speak. Let people know you are being realistic. Don't make people think that we are stupid. And I respect you people. You see, sometimes I want you people to show us some respect. That's all I need. That is all that I need. But don't let it look like we don't know the judiciary. Don't let it look like we don't know that judges are taking money. We know. We all want that to stop. You need to show that at least you would do it. We put in some effort. Since Enin Yeboah became the Chief Justice, he has been one of the worst Chief Justices in Ghana. The judiciary the respect people have for the judiciary has dropped. No confidence in the judiciary. No trust for the judiciary. You need to bring in some kind of naturality, some honesty, some realism. Let people know you are also human. Your colleagues are human. They go through problems. They can be convinced, but you will do your part. You will try. You will make it more attractive to the point whereby you try and stop making it attractive to your colleagues and also the judicial members. If people in JUSAC are the ones who are leading people to pay judges, then try and make it better for them. Today, the JUSAC people, the judicial service workers, they are on strike. Today, if they are on strike, that means they have been hungry for a long time and they have gone against the ethics of the job. Majority of them have taken bribes, and you never know, 1% might have landed on the desk of the judges. That is what we are talking about. This is the reality. Let's stop this. Please, ma'am, you will become the Chief Justice. Don't do these things. One thing I will tell you, and one advice I will give you: you are older than me. You know law. I don't know law. Do not underestimate the intelligence of Ghanaians. Don't do that. That is what Enin Yeboah did. And what he did was he soiled you people, everybody. He underestimated everybody, every Ghanaian. He thought everybody is a fool. He pushed us into a bin, thinking that everybody should listen to what he would say. And he dragged you guys around. Today, the judiciary has lost that respect because of Enin Yeboah's greed. So you are a new face. Bring some real statements. Let the people start having confidence in you. You are still sounding like somebody who will take over from Enin Yeboah and cannot do anything. We are still with Judge Tukonu. We won't vote on you until we get reasons for SC or Supreme Court order on Ascent North. And this for an more panel also and the vet Madam Tokonu. Almost say they don't want to vote on Madam Tokonu until they get the woman's opinion or reason on the judgment on Kwesi. Now, so I'm for any Kumawu for my church him. So court, especially Supreme Court, there's something called reasoning. Say, we have 9 judges now case in so. Now say nipa num eka se Kevin Taylor wabokro no yenko jeli no na enan ka se omo mpene so omo dwen se Kevin Taylor ombokro no ondifo a mo ka se Kevin Taylor bokro no ene mo ka se Kevin Taylor ombokro no e wo se obia etro adekudie nti a ogina so but that conclusion. Now so oba the American judiciary and Supreme Court there is something they do. America Supreme Court no. So obudi asama na say 5 against 4. What happens and then say, and let me mama twimagine go see bibi so. There is a reason why there's a Supreme Court. There's a reason why there is an appeals court. There is a reason why there is a high court. You know the reason? Anke Krobiano, anke bet my court bako. Ni aka say unya asema ko court. Yedi wi a asem ko anameboa like in the ancient days. But there's a reason why there are classes of court, any stages of court. The Supreme Court is the creme de la creme for a reason. Now, so a high court, a one judge that so. When you go to the appeals court, a judges 3. Over Supreme Court, normally 9 judges, even on even numbers, right? 7 judges. Now, the reason why over Supreme Court, Debiano, a unique from the other courts, and I say, in the Supreme Court, over British America, they never unanimously agree on anything. On paper, they can all say, I voted against, but I agree. But I bet you the reason why I voted for, but I disagreed. When you flip it and you come to Ghana Supreme Court, the Ghana Supreme Court is basically a unanimous Supreme Court. Now, the moment you have a court in Ghana that is consistently coming out with verdict that is unanimous, it is no more a Supreme Court. There's a specific reason why the courts have different head and stages. They expect that in the Supreme Court, there's something called, say, they need to have diverse opinions. That is why when you go to the Supreme Court, you have even number so you don't get 10 people or you don't get 8 people. You always get 7, 9, because the court has been made in such a way that they are sitting there, but they are not supposed to agree 100%. There should be other opinions about every single thing in front of them. And it's a unique Supreme Court, unique. In America, when there's a 5-4, people sit down and they demand for a reasoning. You can say reasoning now. Right individual judge be a tro. There are 2 things they can do. The group are A5 say Kevin Taylor D4 Yanko Jelino no. That group can sit and choose one person and say write our reasoning. Now that person just don't write the reasoning. They sit, they discuss, they look at everybody's reasoning, and then one person will be given the assignment that okay, look at all of us, this is our reasoning. Now go and write our reason. Until I can't say any 5 no. Say vote against it, so they will have to come together, sit, analyze the judgment, and then write a reason why they all said Kevin Taylor is not guilty. Now the moment you come to Ghana Supreme Court, now every day the 9 judges sitting there, the same reasoning. Every day the 9 judges sitting there, the same reason. Then at the end of the day, we don't need a Supreme Court because nobody have other opinions. Nobody has other opinions because the opinions are all the same. Then the Supreme Court in Ghana is equally as a what? Is equally as a high court, because at the end of the day, the 9 people become one body and they're always unanimous. When one judge comes out and makes a judgment in the high court, it is not different from the Supreme Court of Ghana, because when the Supreme Court of Ghana comes out and gives a unanimous decision, it's seen as one. So today this woman was asked, why are you not coming out with your reasoning as an individual? She struggled a little bit. She struggled because the issue here is the Supreme Court has become, one way or the other, a political court that does not even want to explain itself when it makes judgments. So you see our Supreme Court as a court whereby you are able to predict what the court will say. The American Supreme Court, there are some judges you say they are conservative judges. Some you say they are Democrat, but you cannot predict the outcome. Because when they write their reasonings and you read, you understand the reason why this person said, I'm voting against or I'm voting for. But in Ghana, it is not like that. The Supreme Court sits and it's unanimous. So we don't need a Supreme Court. At this point, we can rely on the appeals court or on the high court, because when one high court judge makes a decision, it's one unanimous decision. When we come to the Supreme Court and the 9 judges make a decision and we still call it a unanimous decision, what's the difference between the Supreme Court and the High Court? It means that people don't have other opinions in the Supreme Court. And the same thing happened in election 2020 court issues. You cannot have a Supreme Court that is always coming out and saying that we are unanimous on something. Then we don't need a Supreme Court. We don't need a Supreme Court. In the end, if you want to say, Madam Tokonu, what is your reasoning? You voted unanimous. Say yes. Kwesi should be kicked out of Parliament because his identification and his citizenship issues. Now, what was your basis for coming to that conclusion? Because you see, you can say judge. Like today, I saw her talk a lot about what she has done. She was always saying that people should not judge her when she entered the Supreme Court. People should go all the way back and look at her work, and now they can know the kind of judge she is. Your work before, you were able to write your reasoning. So people followed your reasoning. That is why that was able to propel you to the Supreme Court. Now you are in the Supreme Court. Show us that the reasonings you did in the lower courts before you got here, you can apply that reasoning to become an independent thinker, even though you are part of a unanimous team. Now it is looking like the judges are not independently, they cannot think for themselves. They are always ready to sit in that group of unanimity. And I say, being a part of a unanimous group. So you see our Supreme Court, it is no more a Supreme Court. Under Ininyabwa, it has never been a Supreme Court. Now, if even there is a 5-4 verdict over USA, even though the 5 it be choosing the no betro a reason no, individually the judges do something, they come out with their own reasoning why they support the unanimous decision, and why at the end of the day their reasoning was part of the final reason of we the 5. Now, Madam has not been able to tell us her reasoning for doing what? Being part of the unanimous that said Judge questions should walk out of Parliament. But still, she wants to be the Chief Justice of Ghana. We cannot always hide behind technicalities to make people think that we are smarter than them. To be called the Chief Justice of Ghana, you need to come with something unique. You need to stand out. You should not be seen as one of them. You should not be seen as one of them. You should not be seen as one of the soldiers, the red soldier, the red army, one of the soldiers who were always in the unanimous. You should at least show that even though I was part of the Supreme Court that sat on unanimous cases, I am going to show something different. The woman could not come out to tell Ghana that this was my reasoning. After the sitting, after the judgment, this was my reasoning. She was going around and saying that, a group, we need to sit in conference. What you are doing is showing that when you become CJ, the same thing that Ininyabwa was doing, you are going to do same. So at least, I'm beginning to think that I'm beginning to think we need more than this. And I know the kind of scrutiny that this woman got today, when you compare America for Congress and the Senate, when they are scrutinizing judges to go to the Supreme Court, it's like 1 against 10. You see it. In Ghana, in America, okay, say you Supreme Court judge, they go to your day one you were born. Your ex-girlfriends, the girls you dated in school. We are talking about your psychological life. We are talking about your spiritual life. We are talking about everything. Because you should be fine gold to sit there. But even in Ghana, when you try to push a little bit, members of parliament will be sitting there and fighting you. If somebody is scrutinizing Judge Tukonu or Justice Tukonu, nobody hates her. Madam Tukonu's husband is a pharmacist. At a point, he really struggled. Now, if Madam Tukonu's husband was in America, at a point, Madam Tukonu's husband, he went bankrupt. How did he survive? How did he bring his company back? How did he get on his feet? Was he friends with a politician? Was he given a hand by a politician? Was he into some conversation? These things come in. Was Madame Tokonu's influence involved for him to get back to his feet? This is what you look out for. The last time I saw Paul Adomotri doing this thing of Madame Tukonu, where she was sitting on the bench, she was questioning Tatuchi Kata and make Tatuchi Kata look bad. That is not how. To bring somebody up there as a CJ, with all due respect to the woman, what she knows in law, I have nothing. I don't have anything against her. But it is my responsibility to criticize and scrutinize her before I put her there. So when we sit here and we start to criticize and ask questions, it's not because we hate anybody. We have docket on people. It does not make them criminal. It rather makes them strong and clean them up. For all you know, there are people sitting in the High Court, Appeals Court. There are people in politics thinking that Madame Tukonu's husband was supported by a politician, and through that, Madame Tukonu has done some job for some politicians. But if you give the woman the chance and opportunity to speak on that matter, she can convince those people who are there, who are still contemplating, or who are still saying Madame Tukonu's husband. So she can clear it. The reason why we keep asking and pushing is that we want people to clear themselves, attain their integrity, and move. Into Metro, Madame Tukonu, she was part of the group and asked the questions she asked. But that thing, it doesn't do anything. It is comedy. Brony Shabo with Jimmy. And me sitting here asking Madame Tukonu questions does not mean I hate her. Does not mean I don't want her. No. Because she has worked hard her life to get to this point. But we deserve some answers. We deserve to push. We deserve her to clean some things. You want to tell me Madame Tukonu herself sitting there, you think she's Jesus Christ? She knows. She's expecting some questions that are not coming. And it does not mean that those questions makes her look bad or she has committed crime. But she expects them because she wants to clear air on it. So these are the things we do. You saw the Americans when they were vetting judges to the Supreme. You saw it. People cried. Judges were crying. You know what? They will let you know that position you are going to fill. You can turn this country into a ditch. You can submerge our democracy into anything. So you need to clean you as a fine gold before you go up there.
Would that be sufficient to prove my nationality as a Ghanaian?
Will be sufficient to arrive at the conclusion that you are Ghanaian. It's the beginning.
What the hell is this? What the hell is this? What? Ghana pa. So, if the birth certificate cannot prove that your mother is Ghanaian, what can prove that your mother is Ghanaian? So I'm for munya abotse. Ye busa mami we na ote Supreme Court or ka unanimous for na omoka say birth certificate, passport, any idea can nyina entumi nkyere so ye Ghana ni. And then the opposite Chief Justice the busa ne say. And the birth certificate no tama. Your Colombia yatro mother, father, and akora no. Ehɔ no o maame ebɛtwerɛ ne din so ye Ghana ni. O papa bɛtwerɛ ne din so ye Ghana ni. Ye wia na wo akora na ebɛtwerɛ so ye Ghana ni efiri so o maame no papa ye Ghana fo. Now na omu busa maame we say Otiwo sisia no edie ne ma obi ye Ghana ni efiri so Supreme Court no ese birth certificate na o maame din wo so o papa din wo so no a wo so din wo so abra ebe wo no eno yanjintum passport no so yanjintum te die ne be ma kye so e Ghana ni or start or say nationality is a matter of law. Or say nationality eye emransam so obegya tu so ye beka so ye Ghana ni eye emransam eno no maame biem sa ka say being born in Ghana does not make you a Ghanaian. If you say yemra no nkyere sa and America say obi wo ha ofri English o ye English ni ebi abroni ne yere o ma betena Ghana na o ma wo o ba Ghana even though no birth certificate no e be kire ne papa din ne mama din no e ma akwara no nya Ghana e ma ne nya Ghana ni osako ne mo say lineage determines citizenship. Ma amene say lineage and a chere or citizenship. You guess a lineage ebia enton a wo bo ene wase baby a wase free wechi ene na chere say we Ghana ni anasa wonya Ghana ni into wunchi ana eye enton ebusua ene wunchi bia wo bo no ene na betuma chere say we Ghana ni osaka say sa birth certificate no ye de mawa ono no ka say eye originating process intende ye wo Ghana ni na sa ne maame ne papa eko e birth certificate say me Ekua Mansa ene me Kwame Mansa ye ba Kwame Amponsa ye di hihye so a ose sa paper no improve say we Ghana ni na eno na kire say afei na wo be kire process na kire so we Ghana ni. Now I'll say the Supreme Court of Ghana, they have disappointed our forefathers. They have erred and they need to accept it. Now, in Samna Mami Wekano, Echrepefe say the Supreme Court, they need to humble themselves and tell Ghanaians election 2020, before election 2020, that decision was to favor Akufo Addo and the MPP. And it was basically to go against Voltarians. Simple as that. Now, the Mamma Kenya, me person busa say birth certificate and to mean say, oh, mammy a Ghana ni, oh, papa a Ghana ni, and I want to be a Ghana ni. Na dear in krata and a certificate in a bachelor, oh, mamma or papa a Ghana for. Because, oh, mamma or papa so, omukuta birth certificate, and omutumini fellow birth certificate. Now, so, oh, catch them, some mamma and papa. Omo ya Ghana for no omo birth certificate to me prove say omo ya Ghana ni into the material paper no so no e ma me ya Ghana ni a. Then let's move back to me ma me papa omo so dey na kire say omo ya Ghana for and na omo so ma me ni omo papa no dey na kire say omo ya Ghana for, because we need a documentation to prove that somebody is a Ghanaian. Meti America krom ha me wo ana me wo me ba no. So ba my American passport ma ye tro nationality American. Say me ya home America ha me ya me passport no ye je me birth certificate. It is a oko me document mo a I was originally place of birth Ghana, but nationality no American. The birth certificate will show where you are born, where you are from. I have naturalized. I'm an American, but I was naturally not born in America. Inter-Americans are particular. I can never be the president of America because my place of birth is not America. Even though me a Ghanaian, I'm American, no, I'm American in and out, no. My children can be president of the United States of America because their place of birth is America. Now, this is the situation. You go to Ghana, and then you tell me, say, my mother and father who are Ghanaians, they vouch for me and write that yawo me waha, me mama ya huneni, me papa ya mfantini, yemi anu ni yawo akwarawe, yawo no wabwase. Now, they coming to write, no, you are telling me, say, omumi enu no, they are not Ghanaians because they don't have a documentation to prove some are Ghana for. So who is a Ghanaian today in Ghana? So you judge or Justice Amugui, Madam Tukonu, today, if I ask you, what makes you Ghanaian? Are you going to tell me it is because your father and mother are Ghanaians? Now prove to me if your mother and father are Ghanaians. Because they need to prove to me that their birth certificate is just a document, it's a originating process. So there should be an original process that makes them Ghanaians. So it's an unending search. If you want to prove that you're a Ghanaian, as we sit in Ghana today, if you want to prove to me you're a Ghanaian, it will go all the way to pay, because you cannot bring one document to tell me that your father was Ghanaian and your mother was Ghanaian. Many papa the birth certificate so they are not Ghanaians because they cannot prove that they are Ghanaians. They also need to go find their mother and father's birth certificate to prove. So we keep going and going. So this is very, very dangerous. You know why? Now, from what this woman is saying, yet Ghana, one day, Pakistan niba be president of Ghana. You know why? On said there are Liberians in Ghana. Say it is Ghana, they know. But they are Nigerians. They are Liberians and Nigerians. Now, Liberia ni awatina krom Ghana ha for 10-15 years. Ya mamra ne kire say okuta oya Liberia ni no. Today, Liberia ni ba Ghana 2 years. Na se obewo ne ba wo Ghana. Na se at the end of the day no, birth certificate wo hona otro Kwame Amoto. Sorry, Kwame Amoto is an old friend. Ebia Kwame Ansa oya Liberia ni na watro ne yere su din na atro ne ba ne din. In the next 20 years, this young man can come and say, I want to be the president of Ghana. Now, when you ask this gentleman, what proves that you are Ghanaian? The gentleman will tell you that my father and mother, they filled this form and that they are Ghanaians. Now, hardly in Ghana can you even point out a Liberian today. So a Liberian or a Nigerian can come one day and test our courts and say, I want to run for the highest office in Ghana. And they will ask him, what makes you a Ghanaian? For all you know, a Liberian who was born here by the mom, who is a Liberian, and a father who is a Liberian, their birth certificate is showing that this person, the parents are Liberians. Now, can you prove that they are Ghanaians and not Liberians? If the parents write in the Omoko hospital, now say Liberia for me, you know, I'm 10 years. Omoko Tro hospital say we are Ghanaians because we have stayed in Ghana for 10 years. Now say and the Akoradi be 35 years, not so the president. Now Akoradi ko in the birth certificate, but no say mema amene papa. Omukuta Liberia ding Bawumia Ghana for. How are we going to determine that they are not Ghanaians? Because you cannot just use somebody's name to say you are not Ghanaian. You are talking about lineage. Which lineage are you talking about? My name is Kevin Taylor. It's a totally two English names. You cannot disqualify me from being the president of Ghana because I'm called Kevin Taylor. You cannot disqualify somebody because he's carrying an Ethiopian name. That does not justify say Onye Ghanani. He might have Ethiopian name, but he is born in Ghana with a Ghanaian parent or Ghanaian parents. Now, how do you determine somebody's parents are Ghanaians? Because you are telling me if even they prove a birth certificate, still they need to prove more that they are not Ghanaians. How do they prove it? If they go bring their uncles, the uncles will need to prove with something that they are Ghanaians. Now, if somebody goes to take Ghana card, and at the end of the day, or a Liberian in a Ghana need be guarantee mana. Now, the guarantor system is not there. Now, the guarantor system, Ghana card and the Ghana for when they want to be president today, and they say, I want to run. No, because say, asime minimum no. Never put the free child by. Onye Ghana ni. Now, Busan say, wo, yaso ya child ni. How can you prove so onye Ghana ni no child ni? How can you prove that a Nigerian is not Ghanaian? How can you prove that a Nigerian is a Nigerian but not a Ghanaian? You can't. Because there's no final document that will prove that this Nigerian is a Ghanaian. Because if he brings his father and mother's birth certificate or his birth certificate, or if he brings his birth certificate, his father and mother are in the nationality Ghanaians. Now, how can you prove that the father and mother are not Ghanaians? If they bring their birth certificate and they tell you that the birth certificate is showing Ghanaians, how are you going to prove that that birth certificate is fake? And I said they are not real Ghanaians. So this is an unending expedition. The Supreme Court has put us in a situation whereby our citizenship has become an unending expedition, whereby all Ghanaians are on an expedition to find why they are Ghanaians and how they can be Ghanaians. And this is the Chief Justice we are interviewing. We have allowed some politicians to destroy our courts. We have allowed these people, this MPP Akufo Addo, to destroy our citizenship. Listening to this woman is painful. Listening to this woman is painful. Because in the next 5-7 years, somebody, a foreigner, a refugee in Ghana can claim that he wants to be president of Ghana. How do you stop that person? Are you going to say the name is Abdul Rabik and that he doesn't sound Ghanaian? No. He's holding a Ghana card. A Nigerian holding a Ghana card today in the next 10 years can become a president of the Republic of Ghana. How do you stop the Nigerian? Because how did he get a Ghana card? Somebody with a Ghana passport also guaranteed for him, or somebody who had the birth certificate then guaranteed for him. So who is a Ghanaian? Who is a real Ghanaian? You, Madam Tokon, what makes you a Ghanaian? Can you prove to me that you are a Ghanaian? Because if you show me your birth certificate, you are saying that it is a what? It is a generating or whatever document. Now, if you bring your parents' document to show me that they are nationals of Ghana, what shows that they are Ghanaians? Because it is just a birth certificate. It is a document. It does not prove anything. So tell me, who is a Ghanaian? We are in deep shit. Yabetna na Lebanese ni abedi president of Ghana. Yabetna na Chad ni abedi president of Ghana. In the next few years, and some years to come, very soon, a Nigerian will pop up and you become a what? A Ghanaian. Because if a Nigerian is having a Ghana card, he's more Ghanaian than a Ghanaian whose father and mother are Ghanaians. Dia Supreme Court na say mine enkwasi abrofo na ya kan ba bedru a on baby ayedu sisi a whole chief justice to be cannot define clearly whether she's a Ghanaian or not. Hey, a whole chief justice to be cannot sit in front of national television to say I am a Ghanaian because I have a Ghanaian passport, I have a birth certificate. She cannot do it. She is speaking grammar, telling us that she's using words like what? Like a whole chief justice to be. Today she cannot simply say I am a Ghanaian because I was born in Ghana. My mom and dad are Ghanaians because they have birth certificate as Ghanaians. She's telling us nationality is a what? It's a matter of law. She's saying being born in Ghana does not guarantee you a Ghanaian citizenship. She says lineage determines your lineage. She goes back to say it's an originating process. When you have a birth certificate, it is just a document they write things on. It does not prove you a Ghanaian. This woman wants to be our chief justice. In America, this woman would never be chief justice. Let's be clear. If you are being vetted to go onto the Supreme Court of America and you come and sit there and tell them that their birth certificate does not guarantee them as Americans. Do you know why Trump was after a year? Do you know why Trump was after Obama? That Obama is not American? Because Trump was trying to say that Obama, he wasn't originally born in America. He was not questioning Obama's lineage to Kenya or wherever. He wanted to put something in the heads of people that Obama wasn't born in America, so he's not American. But later, the birth certificate showed that Obama was born in America, but his family are from where? Are from Kenya. The same as any American. So as far as you are born in America, you have the right to become America president. I can never become the president of America because my birthplace is Ghana. And that is where I was born. Even though I've changed my nationality, I was born in Ghana. That is my birthplace. Your birthplace, that place is where the document recognize. Why are you doing this to ourselves? Because of politics. Why are we destroying our future generation? Why are we destroying this nation? Why are we destroying because of this Akufo Addo and MPP? See the embarrassment. Jack, let's go on. I'm in Chewa DB 10 Nabo. Now see this. This man, this woman, this man. I'm still waiting for response from Educhum, the education minister. Ghana for Educhum wabokrono. Educhum needs to come out and respond. May wa part 2 to come, but I want Ghanaians to let Educhum understand. Krono awabono, I have more documents. I am telling you this. Teacher na ojina Educhum ne other guy ne finfino. The Okes headmaster or a criminal. The school feeding program, it has been destroyed by these people. We should not sit idle for these people to destroy our future generation. Educhum is a dangerous guy. He has destroyed the school feeding program. Educhum has someone had documents by. Has he spoken? No. He thinks it will go and die. The story to die naturally. No. I am not done with this because I know the crime Educhum has committed in Ghana. That is why he has stayed out of the media. That is why he doesn't want to respond. Naturally, Educhum is quick to respond to matters in the media about him. When you go to Mr. Dakwa, this woman and Educhum, and the dangerous person is this Oke's headmaster. I can tell you on authority with the documents I have. The food krana account monsano endu 50 kg, 100 kg endu. Today they are putting small food in sacks and giving to schools, and the money does not even go to the government. It goes to Educhum, his brother Thomas Educhum, and the rest of his clique. I am still waiting for Educhum to make a statement, because as we speak, the education minister is a criminal. He wants to be what? Vice president? He wants to do what? You cannot tell me that the documents I showed and all the things I said, your criminality, you want to be mute about it? You should not tell us that. Don't try and make it look like we are fools. Today, as you can see, let me show you this. Sorry. Free SHS. Free SHS, National Food Suppliers threaten to picket over 18-month unpaid arrears. And the free SHS, Adrianine Gu. Suppliers now no supply Adrianima buffer stock no for 18 months. They have not been paid. Why? Let me clear something. The last time I made you people understand clearly, criminality be we create. Now, when we say the suppliers are and the almost supply Adrianima buffer stock, buffer stock to your and they almost demonstration. You know why? Me catch them say Educhum no. Sa sika origin of finance ministry no. We create another company. And on this Oke's headmaster no. And Dakwa. And this Luch no said Gucci no. And Omudiska no. Schools no. Esika also Tiama a the buffer stock editor a suppliers no. A Educhum has decided not to pay. Now do you know what's happening? On a normal day, buffer stock is supposed to receive money from education ministry. And buffer stock will buy the food from the suppliers. But the Educhum has stopped because it's on the company. Only Oke's headmaster no, or say tree, and it's schools no makano, omuna omoye delivery no. Eduane no so emma. Now, from 2017 to 2020, did you ever hear suppliers in Ghana say they are going on demonstration because a year buffer stock into your boka? We never heard it. Nanya about Napo ne oho. Why do you think we didn't hear it? Because Napo was taking money from the finance ministry. Odibi, at least don't do not them buffer stock. But for Napo or this kind of finance ministry, now this can be, but not the do or the buffer stock. Since Educhum came to become the education minister from 2021, it has always been food shortage. Ask yourself why. It is because Oba no create cartel. And Sikana also call buffer stock or Stavo buffer stock, ama buffer stock, but this suppliers neka. And on one dan hokas a buffer stock a jumano dos momo omun to me yet into a creative company bia almost almost suggests a company bit my delivery alongside buffer stock. Right now, Sikana free ministry bar. Not the amount one company no, not company no and the jumano. I told you the last time, company na they don't have the right to supply grains. Now what Educhum has done, and I say he has penetrated the suppliers. And now wakacha suppliers and say they should go out and go after buffer stock. No mo kan che Ghana for nyina say buffer stock into omoka into Ghana for buffer stock this guy. The question here is buffer stock, how did they generate money? How did they make money? They only make money when they are paid by education ministry. So today when you hear the buffer stock, when you hear the suppliers, when they go out to demonstrate, they are now saying that buffer stock is the problem. How can buffer stock become the problem? It has got to do with free SHS, NPP4. NDC forecast said they were supposed to take their time and implement free SHS. This week, but videos are actually said the NDC, John Mahama, Nana Opoku-Agyeman, their ideas, blueprints, and a study free SHS. 2015, day students. 2016, borders. Students were helped. Schools were being built. Journalists were in Ghana. They saw all this. Now, before I go into today's pound for pound, maybe some can be my fellow journalists in Ghana. The situation we find ourselves in right now, Ghana's economy, we are supposed to blame ourselves. I was say a problem na swa. You see, let me clear the air. The NDC, John Mahama, and whoever was part of the Mahama administration, they have never stood anywhere else to speak against free SHS. Never. There's nowhere in Ghana now what to say John Mahama and NDC forecast a free SHS. They are against it. Nowhere. I need one person to bring one document or one video of any NDC person, whether President Mahama, a minister, a former minister, a cabinet minister, a communicator, saying on radio or on TV or typing on social media to say the NDC is against free SHS. Me pe nipa baako pe wo Ghana a obema me one evidence. Me shut down this my production. Me doom loud silence TV. Me doom loud silence media. Me pe one person obenya just a statement to free John Mahama and as NDC communicator crowd say we are against free SHS. What the NDC aka from day one and say the NPP should understand say free SHS they need to look at it again, review the way they are implementing free SHS. Every day the NDC speaks on free SHS, they have never said they are against children going to school. They are against children enrolling. They are against the free SHS. NDC they started free SHS. So I am yet to hear any journalist in Ghana to say NDC communicator with Troy and now and this is the tape, this is the video that they are against free SHS. It has never happened. What the NDC have been asking every day from the MPP government, and they say you need to look at the policy well and review it. Green, blue, red, it is not right. In Korano, they don't have to go to school like that. Omaka about how the school feeding is implemented. They have talked about the lack of infrastructure. Akufo Addo Sibin Twaso, every so castle obesi schools 350. They have talked about the quality of education and Koraninya. The NDC consistently have warned Ghanaians against the way Akufo Addo Abino implementing free SHS are almost 30 years. So nobody, that's why I'm bringing this home. Journalists in Ghana, especially Moanamoti Ghana before NPP took over. Journalists who were on the field, reading news, know the facts. Journalists in Ghana and the free SHS na cancel na asay no. Kojo Ponkruma enam radio to radio you people are the people we are supposed to blame. You know why? Because you people were covering the news. I am very sure that John Mahama cover a free SHS lunch na ba na moa na to Ghana. I think so when free SHS John Mahama ACE blocks Ghana na Jantwa na wo Ghana. And the other likes of all these journalists, they were all in Ghana. You were reporting on it. You were seeing the schools being built. You were seeing the implementation. Time John Mahama Lanche in Koraiko school. Nana ba namwa na wo Ghana. You call yourself a senior journalist. And when free SHS was implemented progressively by NDC, they made it clear, say the free SHS implementation is to protect quality. Is to do what? Protect quality of education. Because from 1957, we have had education in Ghana, but there was something lacking. The quality wasn't there. We were all saying, say, Nipanko school, girl child should go to school, boy child should go to school. At the end of the day, the quality was missing. Now we are all going to an era whereby near ma enkwara school. So John Mahama was cautioning about quality, the drop in quality. So he was like, let's bring more infrastructure. Let us gradually implement it. Nanaba na mwati brofo cheme. So katwa, nana jantwa, oti asantimemu, o started journalism jame. You were following this, you can read and you can write. Now let's go back. Now mention how some of our journalists shaping the mind of Ghanaians are free SHS no through a young journalist no dear kika and dear yeah we basically did politics no. That is why free SHS today it has been cancelled. Now look at this. When you read some of the stories, you see this. And no sorry. Nana Addo dan Kwaku Addo bien ano kasem osede the dreamers who dreamt of a first round victory in 2016. Nana Addo dan Kwaku Addo is referring to the NDC and John Mahama because he sees himself say the opposition is his enemy, a foolish president who thinks stupidly. Now the dreamers who dreamt of a first round victory in 2016 and said they were in a comfortable lead are back again. Today, in their dreams, they are saying they are going to review the free SHS policy. Today, they are saying that they are going to review the free SHS policy. We all know review to them simply means collapse. And we are not going to allow them to collapse free SHS. The policy is here to stay. Nana Addo dan Kwaku Addo ekachire Ghana for say John Mahama ne NDC for no omaka say omo pese omo review free SHS. Na yen nyina enim review the asechire say omo be go free SHS. We the free Akufo Addo anu pie. That time na Professor Nana Pokwajiman, John Dramani Mahama, they had never sat anywhere else to say they want to collapse free SHS. They said they wanted us to review and make it better. I am still putting my credibility and my platform on the line to ask every journalist in Ghana, why also we are MPP, bring one video. John Mahama be and say he's against free SHS. Now, we make a lot of allegations at a point. Okay, I say Professor Alabini Omamaka yen chomutin tunchune. This is my own friend Nana Jantwa. It's not radio so. But this gentleman, John Mahama e-blocks in our Santimem, what the NDC was doing towards free SHS and how to implement it progressively. Now you can't budget to be not or He was saying, why is the NDC in opposition saying free SHS is not sustainable? Now, if there was corruption, as he's claiming the NDC administration before, what was stopping the Akufo Addo if those corruptions were legit to prosecute these people? The Akufo Addo has been in power for 7 years. The oil that during Mahama time needed to know, it has tripled. Gold now gold has disappeared through illegal mining. Today it has tripled. We are living in a country whereby, and as we speak, free SHS is not sustainable. So where and what is your point? You see how they do the analysis. When people are questioning how a policy is being implemented, somebody will jump and say, you go for chrono until you don't have the right to question how the policy is implemented. He's discussing two different things and trying to make you think they are the same. And another Jantua today is sitting on Insha as a morning show host. He speaks to Asantimain. He is the best journalist, but you see the analysis he was doing. He has rubbished everything John Mahama and the NDC did when they were in power when it comes to free SHS implementation. Free SHS, Adom FM, Joy News, all the radio stations covered it when Mahama launched it. But he refused to speak on it because he wanted to create that impression, say NDC4 are against free SHS. Who says NDC are against free SHS? From day one, NDC went out of power. They have always suggested that the policy should be looked at again because they started it and they think, say, the way Akufo Addo is going by it, he will not be able to sustain it. And then the IMF itself is saying that they targeted the wrong people. Into one young charity is here. Nana, why and the young charity now see Alabimutin Tunchine. And the Ghana netino, Akufo Addo charity and as a Bawumia charity, and our lunch the Mantini charity. Why and the charity? You cannot pick two things and try and force it to make sense. It doesn't work like that. If you are talking about sustainability of free SHS, maintaining quality is totally different from a regime that came that you have allegations about corruption. Because when Akufo Addo came to power for the past 7 years, where did he get money to sustain free SHS? Have you looked at the consolidated fund? Have you looked at all the monies that were left behind that he got? Because if when Akufo Addo buy, how did he implement free SHS? It's a simple question. Say Mahama money NDC for no busa Akufo Addo catch and say the thing is not it will not be sustainable because of the approach. If they had not left nothing, Akufo Addo nyasika when or the starting free SHS. He said you're a journalist. You need to sit and do the analysis yourself. This is when Akufo Addo came to power. You people did everything to protect a silly policy. Into a trans-antimemu and you destroy a genuine policy that was started by NDC IMP. NDC Mahama no wine Mahama or you 10 in the time. So when you study many anoma come for journalists, omoka NDC once a omo kind of tra akrom for a you and go see a chawmuti. A beku for so openini we die also ye nyoma ye NPP for asabo nda omo ntumi nka omo kan omo toto sebe but time na NDC to no ye kan ye to sebe ye tumi kan ye ka sa alabi mo omo de omo wie sika. You were saying we wie sika obi wie sika, you could not provide one evidence. So we sit here today and then people think say you are the guys doing Ghana good. Mona mo say Ghana as I speak to you, my friend. Shut up. You would rather see all kids going to school in a crowded classroom. You see what you people did? NDC was raising red flags about the way free SHS is being implemented. When you people get the opportunity to sit on TV, I don't just be a Jimmy. Shut up, brown once. You want to see kids packed in a classroom like sardines. So the idea is that put kids there and let everybody say they are going to free SHS. Why do you, as the programs manager of GH1, why do you audition people to come and sit on your TV? Why don't you say that anyone who comes out from GIJ should come and sit on GH1 and speak? You want quality. So every day you are doing auditioning. Every day I want creme de la creme. Obi otumi kabrofo, onim nyansa kwa otumi kabrofo na no efa. Ometrami TV. So you want what? You want quality, you want attraction. But when it comes to education of educating of the young people, you say they should push them in like animals. And it should look fine. Today, IMF is saying it was poorly targeted. You are the people we say you can read and understand. NDC communicators, they were speaking because the policy wasn't implemented well. When you people get the opportunity to speak, we are here because of people like you people. You people always think and take the people for granted, thinking that when you're given a small platform and there are thousands of kids, look at this. Then you sit on TV and you talk trash and you people expect us to all bow to you and say what? These are the kids they said they should pack them like sardines. Young people. And you people are sitting on TV pretending as if you know everything. You people didn't even understand what free SHS is. You thought a kid wearing uniform and entering a classroom is free SHS? There's more to it. So we have read, we know grammar. You knowing grammar does not make you the alpha and omega of wisdom. What the NDC communicators were saying is that we started free SHS. Nobody's against free SHS. Nobody's against kids going to school. People were questioning how the policy was implemented. And people were questioning the government. You people always want to be heard, but you are heard with nothing. So, Akufo Addo should implement free SHS. Targeting who? You call yourself, I am Nanaba Namwa, Mena Mekai News, Giraffe and Daughters, Munim Bibi or Yasibia. It is through you people, the Akufo Addo misleading Ghana for and there. It is people like you and your colleagues. You people think you know everything. You people think when you read storybooks, you become wiser and you can govern. You can't. There's a difference between having practical ideas about stuff and just having general knowledge. The people who have been there before, who started a free SHS, which you know about and you decided not to speak on, they don't hate free SHS. They were saying that it's not just a kid walking into school or a classroom. There's more to it than this. And you see, the funny thing is, you people, you are prim and proper, but there's nothing in you people. So the MPP political party, they sit there and they use you people as pawns. They use you people as small screens. They use you people, your words, to do campaign. Today we are sitting here. We have to review free SHS. Why are we reviewing it? Because it was poorly targeted. What's the answer for Manko a damn to some punching as far as there's free SHS? What are you thinking? I don't know because this will be a Metal TV on reading news. You don't care about quality. You don't care about teachers, what they are going to get out, how beneficial it's going to be. You don't care about the infrastructure. You are saying you cannot wait for NDC to build. Nana Akufo Addo, when he was campaigning, he told you and I, and those your co-minini girls, that he was going to be 350 senior high schools. At this point, I expect you girls to be wearing G-strings on the streets of Accra and demonstrating that there are young girls in school who are sitting under trees. Intelligence is not about no. It's about taking your time, analyzing, and making sure whatever you say are facts that will protect you, protect the young generation. Munjai desperate talk, no? It is not everywhere that you have to be heard. It is not everywhere that you have to speak. Today we are looking at free SHS. Young girls are in school like zombies. They are like animals. You people don't even care, because all that you care about is your makeups and your hairlines and your baby hairs and your weave-ons and the kind of silver pencil mark you wear. That is not womanhood. And you people should get this in your head. And you are the people who have brought us here today. You don't care when all kids are sent into school like pigs. Do you care about the quality? You sit on GH1, you want the best English reader to come and sit there. Why don't you go to PCF and go carry somebody to come and speak there? Now let me show you Ghanaians the lies Kojo Nkrumah is cooking. He is the misinformation minister of Ghana. Then you see something like this. Ghana would never allow review of free SHS. You see somebody like this, Mahmoud Bawumia. It's senseless to review free SHS. Then you see things like these. Free SHS, all flagship programs up for review. And this is what Nanaba Namwa and the Sokatwa boys want to hear. They play with your minds. Are we not, now we look stupid, or don't we? Nanaba Namwa, Sokatwa, Nana Jantwa them, don't we look stupid? It means school and that the capability we can use to think and reason, we have thrown it to the dogs. When the NDC that has been there before telling you the truth, you people think it's about a jamboree and whoever makes headlines on Twitter and make headlines on Instagram. It's not like that. You look at the facts, you sit down and analyze before you speak. We are not kids. Now, Yati Kromha and NPP4 Omobeka say Kojo Nkrumah say review of government flagship program was announced in March 2022 before IMF program Obwa. Misinformation minister Kojo Nkrumah is dangerous to Ghana. Nkrumah catch Ghana for say free water yentia, free electricity yentia, free food yentia, adie chine yentia. Mokai Nkrumah be catch Ghana for say a year review of government flagship programs was announced in 2022 March, and the catcher say, "Oh, free SHS now is a review no 2022 March," and the catcher more. What is some? I feel the Kojo Nkrumah and radio to radio, especially I can radio for so Peace FM, UTV, and it's uncle for the catcher Ghana for say, "Oh, now you catcher mo na mo monte Jimmy 2022 ni catcher mo say." Free SHS no any one district one factory agenda 111 nyina ye be review ehina Kojo Nkrumah ka kire Ghana for any Akufo Addo aban ka kire Ghana for say obo be review free SHS in 2022. Oh say nkwasesem mo kan nyina no wakotuatua radio stations and waka kire mo say meba mi wi amondane asem no na mo kan kire Ghana for so oh Akufo Addo kra de o ka kire 2022 no so obe review free SHS yetia enkwasiasama yati nyina omu didi MDC for atem upon Nkrumah gina radio so edidi NDC for atem say free SHS ne de there's no way and none of the flagship programs will be touched or reviewed because John Mahama Kanti I was here catch us Santifon say John Mahama Jimmy and then we are reviewing it. Now, there time when say, you see this young man, I know just someone Jimmy. You remember the last time Paul Adomo Trikacho said, could you Ponkroma damage joy and so Tuitia, or to be fair call, or to be fair, oh, do this one, do this one, do this one. He has done that for a long time. And at this point, or this will be a Jimmy to such a amount to me. Do you tell people that you are going to cancel free? They plan these things, but they didn't know they were shooting themselves in the foot. This is a guy walking around Ghana on radio stations saying he never said anything. March 21st, 2022, he told Ghanaians to say they are going to review free SHS and other flagship program. March 23rd, 2022, he was in Metro TV saying that what they never said anything like that, and that the things they said, and these are the people you call it honorable. When a person be president, this guy's a fucking liar. So Jimmy, and these MP people, that is how they have brainwashed you people. They lie to you, especially Good Evening Ghana. Everything that they come to say there is a lie. They see you people somewhere, Jimmy. Free SHS associated. So this fool, tomorrow he will be sitting on radio and telling people, say, people are misinforming Ghanaians. Abra Kojo Ponkroma is the class prefect when it comes to misinformation. Ponkroma is the worst information minister we've had. He's doing everything possible to be recognized by the NPP. But through lies, every step Ponkroma takes, it is lies. And I see this thing, I see this filthy thing, because it's a total disrespect and insult in the face of Ghanaians. Yeah, come misinformation and disinformation is Ponkroma. The guy is a liar, and what Ghana then Ponkroma catch say Ghana want to why dream non kind of correct. And that is his professional life. And when I sit here, I am a man for you say, your town will be and town will be a Kojo Ponkroma is a Jandaism press a minister. Jandam.
Me feel Kumase. Sometimes Anna Ibra, Anna when me mobokra. Can some now, but yeah, Santimamu for the Kevin. You're costing no more phone.
Yeah.
Me chua gina CBB so. Once a maybe me can say, Ukuja to expose you, Sofu Kusibuaten.
Yeah.
And Kumasi journalist for a Ubia. So minimum Juma Pass and Kasa scandal and go through. But also, quiet say, Ukuja to a vote and Nina, Kusibuatia, a kind in you know. All the radio stations are brushing off. So, Kumasi journalists in the selective from your friend say, Sana Jan to Adia Oye. Say, a lot of journalists. They want to carry maker. As a for Guam, I shan't read you now. A journalist mean Naya says for. It's again a scandal. We will be best and come from the year, Jumano. Almost what to be the Mudu Kumasi. No, good. It is on your Okano, Lomuti Antenna. A barman, a man wants some quan, but some quan at Santa Region, Equas, it government so catch a Mama Cell, Badia Oba, no bar Santa Region, the Unya me until you jeep me, not other regions or more than you call Santa Region yet. You did be why Domama Bay, Yanibeso.
That's it. Thank you very much. Okay. Hello, caller. Hello. Hello, caller. Yeah, go ahead. Meet you. Yeah, go ahead. Meet you.
God bless you for the good work.
Nice one.
Sao Ponkroma na iti say politics ko. Nkwase sem say oba mu misinformation say no mu titisations na omu di wa che.
Bensro, Ebefa, thank you very much. Hello, caller. Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Meet you.
Mr. Kevin, I was up for a year. Your friend say about a regular Zoom. I said, we'll share now come to be now because chairman or on what of funny. Hello?
Meet you.
But Mr. Kevin, 17 and
me pacho me na no make say.
Hello. Mr. One more now can we know what funny you say on the contest certain MP out to catching Africa.
Martin, all right, go ahead. All right, okay. Hello, caller. Hello. Yes, me pacho kasa meet you.
Kevin. Juma.
Bibi aboko mejoso.
Aji ani mi ka free North Carolina. Auntie Monica mitiawo. Kevin, me prefer me busa Supreme Court maame na de na kɔ hɔ no mo no. Maame na wɔ say birth certificate enye krata ɛwɔ sɛ yɛdi hu sɛ woyɛ Ghana ni no. Me prefer me busa maame no sɛ wɔn no ɛdeɛ na kyerɛ so wɔyɛ Ghana ni. Kyerɛ sɛ Togo wokɔyɛ krata gye sɛ ɔde birth certificate kɔ. Kutonu, this all the birth certificate to call. Abidjan, this all the birth certificate. Who your passport? Niger, this all the birth certificate. And then again, Uncle Adia, my minister, one more say, won't mean for a birth certificate. And you will be there. Because some of Santa Mamma, and you want one you're gonna need. So no trust when you're gonna need, and you want to one you're gonna need. I didn't know one more taste you're gonna hossa. America had my bawu ya ma wa hanu me kola ni nyina ya America po ye na no nyina ya wo mo hanya o nyina ya America po ana na Ghana nko ade wo ba ho no me so wonya Ghana ni ma me ni wonya Ghana ni ni wonya ni position na wo te so no wo free so wonya Ghana ni.
Thank you very much. Manase. All right, thank you. Hello caller. Hello. Yeah, Bacho Kasa.
Bajo FM Stephen Kasafi Kaneshi Bubuash.
Stephen Kasa.
Bajo I didn't know we scandal Ghana journalists fan nyadwuma because most Ghana from local stations nyina chain other stations the why scandal you raise at the chan na nkoma fa normal kanu bia ti ba we so mo nkan bia ante ko jo bon we tantro this are no pa enye obi ante so ko jo bon ko we tantro omunim why yeah obi aye you access to social media na ebe other people will be and obi ante so bi obi kwa because that's onim na eko ka we aye say no Peace FM Adum TV okay neat omu nyina onua obefa na nkoma kan na nko be ko be bia na wo say ade omo ye opon kuma edin tro yo monka ade be chomba kan ko kwasi asem MPP trend this trend kwasi am question go no be busy so ma ne do mewie enye no mo ye nde enye kura so mama ba ye hwe na sade no omo ye na MPP for journalists for na salani obi a to be.
That's it. Thank you very much. Hello caller. Hello. All right. Hello.
Hello, Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin, yama ajuri bagana. Ayana, jisawa kumeje.
Ibi aboko.
Oh, ogba juma papa pengeje. Nanko ponshira wati.
Mate.
Nanko.
That's it. All right. Hello caller. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Kevin.
Yes, madam. Go ahead.
Good evening.
Bejoso. Yep. All right. Looks like we lost her. Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
Hello, Tabia Bawala.
Hello.
Hello, Tabia Bawala. Tabi.
Auntie Monica, go ahead.
Me was 3 points na medeba. First, guy not in there you offended an MPP ya asante to way only me history. And MPP was found or your MPA not next one party uncle read what a MPP history. And the second so oh yeah, Madam Tokono sabe no. But let me be Sunday day. Chinese to funa. Since you are Ghana, men are seeing our dam one. Chinese to funa one citizen was sponsor one to work outside, no work for school. Knowledge, you know what they develop a China. But this like China and what you a world hunter all over the world. Now Chinese people and you want birth certificate in the whether you won't be there. I'm not on your Ghana or your Togo or your Ayi, but in a baby. And I tell you so, oh yeah, was funded then. For your upon chroma, on day or your young guy, on day I could do 7 ordinal. No, and I am a dapa, the German breakono, a guana pie because where the toilet actor. It's all your guana and I'm a hanati.
Martin, Auntie Monica, thank you.
they want campaign and flow or the from language.
Marty.
Marty.
All right, thank you very much. Hello, caller.
Hello, Kevin. Good evening.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yompacho kuntum ni nisi ewetu
What do you reckon you?
Na mo abasoni. You mama mo abasoni juma pa obo. Kevin Ukraine Ghana for ya to ba bia nu ye ho papa ko senkofu be bidi so ma chese. Kevin wo baduma wo hwe sa kwayi ho ahwan fu center entra wo di pa. Wo bi Ghana for ani ni mo ma people so omo tiri won papa. Wo ti omo to nyami hira won yo kese na me di ameka.
Thank you very much. Kuntumre. Hello, caller. Hello? No. Hello? No. You need to fix your line. Hello, caller.
Hello, Kevin.
Yes, sir. Bajo Kasa. Kumawu Ananse. Kasa mitio.
Yes. Ekwan na omo ye ni na omo jai.
Ekwan na omo jai.
The mechanic omo jai. Omodo mu fidie ni na gu ho akasoma pese sa ko majai na emo me de make say Jimmy na amana basa na de mesa ka bi ni say Asante region o kasa ye tie Jimmy fo ndo mo Jimmy enti mi sere o ma oba o mu ndi ba strategy o mu betimi de information center so o be bi more ready TV station go our Asante region na yensu etimi nyame bia so na ye bre enti mi kasa o enti ubi wa no obi fu so ye ndi sindi krampa o benya time yo wuye ayani bie omunyina wo se omo na oba na kan ya tani badie so omo se nye so no kan badie se do kan they want to please their tribe and there no be a problem and the mechanism of mama ba so bet my bia onye so bet my information center se radio station dey bie o ababaye o Asante be bre na ndi so yan so nya ayi kaka.
Manase, thank you. All right. Hello, caller.
Yeah, good evening, Kevin.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Kevin, I made my mention on a memo about super. Kevin, don't say, in fact, yet your mind say, Oka sem painful be a Jimia, or Mufi say, Wakrano, say, India, and you pay baby. If it's handsome, we are not paying mammy, when we almost vetting Namida, almost 4 o'clock in Namida, mission. Some Oka. In fact, Sapa, the Abogan and pay for. Now, to make us a birth certificate and you document it just a way again. In fact, I was said by now, you may parliamentarians and tell my men say, I son of modest opposition, but man, the entire chess way again and yes,
that's it. Simple as that. Simple as that. Yeah.
And yes, I know, but me and I to go for an answer beneath for yes, yet crew. Why? Kevin, man, was.
That's it. Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Hello. Yes, good evening. Go ahead.
Obwa CNN.
And the Obwa and the Opel Mijim. Din. One for Obwa anymore. One for Obwa Obwa CNN very important pa.
Obwa Ankasa CNN Ankasa ni na mistake. Free SHS.
Mhm.
School bi na me no me pese me na school a yesi omo ye omo nwe dia normal nkole di a omo da boarding house a yesi mi ma nkola eye fasting say ye tra fasting ato ho no ma omo say nkola ni enye fasting what be da uko bi no uti bi da
ye tra fasting ato say nkola enye fasting wo school ho.
Me see you fasting. I'm on Kolano for 3 days. So in Kolano fasting. Now we almost be bomb anyway. Almost boy ediane any school ho.
Bodino na sanfanasa. Bodina sanfanasa monko CNN.
Me bodi na sune e ba yenche.
Letter be start.
Me bodi.
Kuma saying for all the bo area na wo no area be
area wo de ka say fan ni say enyinemu ho sa no
area ho enyinemu ho side ho mehu I see na mehu because
as a who say a friend is saying the audio $5 million yeah SN Kumi or that's what you or no so support no
yeah
into woman na no just say as me no the way dey bakura no wan rekura or no corruption kura be saying enim ya bo abie just o ma pack wo mo ho na krono and more practice.
But I say thank you. But I say all right, thank you. Hello, caller. Hello. All right. Hello, caller. Hello. There was one story we skipped. Yeah, go ahead.
Kevin, good evening.
Good evening.
No, Puma.
Ibiaboko. CNN reporter.
Thank you. I'll correct you on tempo.
CNN reporter kasa. CNN reporter kasa.
Well, I'm calling to now some more crack. I meant to tell me church. Fire baby from Germany in the angle be. What can someone a more a do just a neck of Intella? No, meaning so many sampa. Okay, job 32 now. See, when you pee, job 32 now. Yamma train. When you pa when you pee in Nimansa, who go over food grade, and I will just a cola and when you and Castle when you into Nyansa Sapala and Kabida and Timfo Buin so Kevin Taylor say, Kevin Taylor Muadi appears, been number years of it to be catch and say, oh, Muadi Adea, Cassetian and Nado. Basama, I'm a corner, Mamia, and all in the video TV, I do a chat. It means solo bulo. What to me, the men with deep. Ni Paul Bawumia said John Mahama and then we who could be I see we did an advert. Now news that be a 9 months and a John Mahama 3 months. The country. So yes, Santini Banoti Germany and when he said the Kevin Taylor beautiful beauty. A big down when I Casa was you and yes in Punam as I know you be here. Kevin Taylor US. When you bit to Germany or Timmy Cansam, Mimashot, or to Kohen call for the Bomosi. In a Bantia or T. America, really catch a room. Make the same thing was say, 2 years, Antony, Namsi Daddy. If you said so. As someone to say there were Bantia to make Cassantini, cook was some Nika was some. None the Padas to Germany, Makoha no pain. Na man yourself going to be requirement in and call Amsterdam. Just your request or come see where Santinia would be NDC. You compare what chair the Amsterdam Central. But if you say Santa Fe, our Amsterdam Central, be a group of Fordano, Rokoji Honum, maybe a Rokoji FM. And now Santini Banao did 77 Pepper Fuechi. Hey, Mama 28 we are Santa Fe Mao, Germany. Our Amsterdam near decent in them. When Jenny Pakro could be Kevin Taylor them. Abradip Kevin Taylor and Cast answer Kakana or can for Santino. You have 20. Nana Banamwa. And you know you. MPP and this in Penifua, no money, or taxi Richard or a baby in a big grantee. Ababa, I wouldn't even know what cousin is when you and this Penimu Park, as I say. Nana Banamwa and for some Konosu. Ben and Nabana more to start growing and 99 years.
Bye bye. Hello, caller. Nabana more, Mianca Samatiano, my girlfriend, no, Menchamo, appear. Hello, caller.
This is Kevin Taylor. Good evening.
What did it, Casa?
Casa film and Ponty. Now, Pacha, what to say?
The Biaboko.
They said they watch the Mama at near Massipa.
What did they for what to be say?
Can you know not on several for a said I'm tennis out?
Yeah.
And the Amanche Chilemuda, which Chilemuno, and I must say, I say, the Bios are over Santiridi, I say, and a tour back a sipa. A Mubano Muba Cabra for I and Tiasia, both and I found a
in Chilemune Bois, in Chilemuno.
Watch the Chilemama, they said, they said, 2024, dear, as I see a baby, you have papa.
You be see
Oh, Mrs. said,
Mamma Chimamuntingu, Mamma Chimamuntingu, Moto Abana Mamun Coffee, Moto Abana Mamun Coffee, Ababa Tiago Montamo.
Can be Bia, come, son, sorry, I could be.
What did they for my tea? But I say,
watch it, Muhammad,
Inchire kasa inchire mu na me hwese I don't know. Da bi nya botre bo de answer na beko. Kasa inchire mu. What did they do? Hello, caller.
Hello. Echo Taylor.
Oh, Neves.
Charlie, today.
You know, video.
Charlie, no busy. What's the day? Robert to do. It's main kind of moon the other day.
No, Miss Seven, you'll be a main show be a robot. In
Kafu, I can check what's the Wabak Bulami. Kada wong bulami. Bulami. Your face expression, my mom, double expression. What bulami?
In Grafo. Oh, David.
Honestly, in Kofiawa, say I'm for Kwambida in Kofi, obey a Sulia.
Oh, yeah.
A whole CJ. Oh, the questions are will be sudden, and mammy. In the man said, and say, who program me, but I'm a CJ, and I'm a there. May hammer or hawk a crack there. Oh, there, woman, and the shadow on him, left, neither right. As someone will be sending no day, she was all over.
Yeah.
In say, obey ye, echo, obey ye. Seriously, it gonna say, I mean, this goes to NDC for not today. One match, one walk, send hormone, Wakaya dam one embellishment. NDC for one question. If I be number to Jimmy, I answer see as a draw to Bokoya that come man for your mamma when I'm on Nazi.
Thank you,
because in Yama most Moroccan say, I say, 2024, no be BB.
Sure.
Have a lovely weekend, and then we'll meet on Monday.
Be good, Neps. Thank you. There's a story we didn't talk about. It's got to do with this free SHS school feeding program. A very important story. I would say, school feeding caterers declare nationwide strike over unpaid arrears. In Chile, muni nyina say emma omunia eduanema school for nkwara no omu nyina say ende omoja omodwumeguo efri say aban edi omoka. We nyina ne nsama de bia yebetena ha na yeka. It's very important to say edusa nsama edum princhire mu say na elsema me yete ase ye Ghana for ye ma ende maamefo a omo ye aduane ma ye nkwara wo primary JSS ni ade omo nyina de omodwumeguo adan Nanado Danko Akufo Addo aban ne de omoka. And we need to understand, and then story be, and I'm going to do this story and send them upon show no more. This is one interesting story. It's all about food, and me and one person I always say I've always supported people who are ready to help change Ghana. We know say when it comes to propaganda and also what we call slogans, NPP are very good at it. About planting for food and jobs. But you see, this story, and I was so excited, and it's got to do with Zoom Lion right now. No, I've seen a story. I want us to pay attention, and that is some of the things as a nation we need to pay attention to. We need to make it our priority. Politicians never they lie, and when individuals or businessmen decide to say they want to change the face of Ghana agriculture, we need to pay more attention to businessmen. I will be happy if I get 7-10 businessmen who have this kind of ideas going into serious farming. Now, when you look at this story, be bold, ban rice import. CEO of Jospon Group of Companies, Zoom Lion, waka or say, aban enya kukudro, na emo na kraba Ghana no, abanya den, aban and stop it the importation of rice. Me who story me nyabu trekking kind story no. Now for some time now no, yati self Zoom Lion, try say obenya abroche ana abrofo partnership be Thailand for say Korea for to come and invest in rice production to be done in Ghana to grow rice and more Ghana. Now, okay, story the executive chairman of the Jospon Group of Companies, JGC, Dr. Joseph Asian Ejapon, has assured Ghanaians that with the advent of the Jospon Group rice project, the importation of rice into the country will be minimized, if not stopped completely. And I think, say, Ghana for these are the things I also pay attention. These are the things we need to support. That's what I'm saying. Say, investors, entrepreneurs, businessmen in Ghana, no, politicians, no, you people are supposed to stop following them around and throwing your money. This is the time we need to invest in things that will change. Now, Jospon, a dedicated say, or per se, or dria a more or did sika ekose a medium na enough rice to stop importing rice. Now, yeshe school feeding way problem ekosu nyina, people are making money out of us nyina say they are bringing in food and they are stealing. And in the first place, all they are trying to do is say, oh, yeah, imported this is how much you are going to sell to government. This is how much you are going to sell to. At the end of the day, we lose money. Now we have a Ghanaian who wants to do this. Why is the whole country? Why is the government not even taking a center role by pushing it? Menka say Aban fan hunkoshim, but Aban and supported by pushing this idea, letting the ordinary Ghanaian know say your Ghana ni be on so I actually say. Emu ya ye kraba Ghana opese sebio ejuma wa ya kakra sika wonya no opese obie eye emu farm akese wo Ghana. Now remember in 1961 Kwame Nkrumah time Kwame Nkrumah set up state farms the whole Ghana. 1961 state farm baby obekobia na Kwame Nkrumah ma Ghana for yefuo ye wo emu fuo ye wo de fuo, and these things really helped Ghana. And we need people who are willing to understand say agriculture no eno ne betumi e change enye politics enye propaganda. We have seen government upon governments they just say things, use slogans, but they don't do anything. But this is the time we are seeing businessmen who are ready and now willing say they want to push more, invest more into rice. Now in fact, the amount of rice Ghana we actually import in a year, we are talking about something around $500 million every year importing rice. $500 million. But we have people who are willing to do acres and acres of rice farm or Ghana. And I believe, say, as Sama just Poneka say, we have to ban the importation of rice. We have to, because in 1961, time Kwame Nkrumah, what happened was he was able to open about 1,048 farms, state farms in Ghana. And those 1,048 state farms in Ghana, they fed Ghanaians. And then they drew a champon brenna, 1974, about 72, 73, 74. Operation Feed Yourself. Operation Feed Yourself, na Kwame Nkrumah state farms, info, cattle, sa nyoma na Kwame Nkrumah started, by making us grow a lot of food, locally, by our own entrepreneurs, by the state, That is why I drew a champion time Operation Feed Yourself, it was sustainable. Now, if somebody is saying, say, it's about time, rice importation, you ban a right, because in Ghana, Lebanese for India for hijacking politicians, Now you could see clearly say we can cut down the importation of the rice, but Lebanese for India for almost politicians and musika and at the end of the day we keep importing rice, and at the end of the day the deficit a problem a diaso. So I expect the Ghana for at the end of the day, this is the kind of conversation we need to have. This is the kind of support we need. Listen, Nigeria in 2015, take a bold step to ban the importation of rice. Nigeria. Now the question here is, how long acha 3 months into Nigeria in 2015, around there, they were importing about 8 million tons of rice. They were bringing it to Nigeria. And they took a decision to ban the importation of rice into Nigeria. Now somebody's going to ask, Nigeria banning, what was the measures put in place to make sure that Nigeria for Edimo? And more is not the only food in Nigeria. If Ghana decide not to eat rice for the next 4 months, in fact, the rice, you have the system, when the government bans the importation of rice, it can still feed Ghanaians for 6 months. So if the government wants to take an initiative, like something like what Jospon Ekano, if Jospon like this, or to be the millions of dollars extra rice production more Ghana, we need to ban it immediately. Now, in the next 3-4 months, there will be rice produced in Ghana, jobs will be created, the revenue will stay in Ghana, the government of Ghana will not be wasting money bringing in rice, as sometimes we write rice. And yet the best rice. So I believe, say, what we need to do is say we all need to add our voice. This is what we call somebody thinking, somebody wanting to contribute to the development of a nation. We need to make sure, say, at least say Jospon, he has been a businessman for a long time. This thing he wants to go in, and the issue is, which businessman will invest so much money into such a project. Abra only assurance say the project now it will be consumed and sustained by the Ghanaian. Because if you are still importing rice, who should take that risk? Why should Liberians, Lebanese and Chinese and Indians be bringing in dirty rice and paying politicians? Why is there going to be competition? Because the issue is when you suppress a supplier, demand will go up. So the moment we ban the rice, so many people in the next 3-4 months, so Zoom Lion is giving the way to do what? Giving the way to grow rice 3-4 months. People will be demanding rice, the rice that is grown in Ghana. And that is how you bring the people's interest into local rice. So all that we have to do is say immediately, say a situation in yet, why is the government not banning the importation of rice? Because it takes only 4 months or 3 months to grow rice. Now, if an investor in Ghana is willing to do that, why don't we do this? Block it. You have enough rice in the system that can sustain us over 3 months. By the time that the 3 months, Zoom Lion invest other businessmen, grow enough rice after 3 months, what is going to happen is people will be forced to consume what we grow. And I think this is something that majority of the media, the journalists, people in Ghana, people who think through issues, this is something that we need to support. We should be able to ban the importation of rice. In fact, I am making this a project. In fact, every week I'll speak on it because I want this to happen. I want Ghana to stop and ban the importation of rice. I want Ghanaians to at least support our own that is ready to create a rice industry. Nigeria, no more 18 million tons of rice in a year. Now they cut it down. Today, rice which is eaten in Nigeria is all grown in Nigeria. So at least they are making some revenue. Why can't we do this? If we have a company, an individual who is willing to grow rice to feed Ghana, do you know how many people will be employed? So I think our campaign for the BA Jimmy, they do politics with everything. They think we are stupid. Planting for food and jobs in a way. Kufo by OEB, Atamos by OEB, Mahama by OEB. Today we need to take a decision, and what he's saying is right. We should do it now. We should stop. We should ban the importation of rice. The rice cartel issue, India for Pakistan for bine, some Lebanese be, and no more politicians that you Ghana, almost say Ghana, Ghana's our market, Now we are talking about Galamsey and Sasia, yes, sir, no. Do you know these lands are farmers because of Uhienti? Almost say no. These people can even give the land out to a Ghana need to grow rice. Let's say so. We can turn all these lands into rice farms. How long does it take to mine gold? So many months. But within 3 months, dear rice, in the next 3 months, you have your rice. So why are we not advocating? Why are we all not coming out to say, you know something? I'm a businessman. The initiative just from taking and I Zoom Lion taking. Why are we all not adding our voice to make sure the importation of rice? So now we have stopped it. Let us push these politicians to cut it. We don't need rice in Ghana. We don't need rice in Ghana. We can grow rice in Ghana. We have the soil. We have the weather. We have everything that can make us grow rice in 3 months and cut it. We have to stop doing politics with everything. It is getting to that point. We need to start helping our own. There are so many people working in Ghana say they have money. They are stupid. They can't apply. Radio stations be creating into better wealth and generational help and I say wealth. And what this man is trying to do, I can see it from here. I can see it because he's looking at an industry that will be Ghanaian, taken over by Ghanaian, and then at the end of the day, Ghanaians getting benefits from it. And that is why I am saying, this initiative by Zoom Lion, it is important. Let us force these politicians to stop the importation of rice into Ghana. This guy has got the financial muscle to make sure rice is grew in Ghana, and we make lots and lots of money from it. We need to grow the rice. We need to make sure, go and see this foolish, some of these foolish, so-called rich people in Ghana. They can't think big. They cannot contribute, generation contribution. Radio, TV, phone, that is not richness. That is not wealth. That is comedy. That is basically you pleasing your foolish, ignorant friends. You need to aim higher. You need to dream bigger. You need to look at things that will change generations. When I saw this story today, I was so pleased. And I think, sir, we all young people, we all need to understand. We all need to understand. You people sitting on TV and radio, this is what you discuss. This is how you talk to the people. You need to enlighten them about the benefit of a Ghanaian investing million. Now, this just one guy will offer millions of dollars. How can you as a government, show some commitment? If you can make sure you ban the importation, he will commit millions into it. Now, if you cannot ban the importation of rice, why should he go bring all these machines to come and build this? Not Lebanese for any Chinese for to bring rice in to destroy the market. We need to monopolize the market, and the Ghanaian needs to monopolize it. We have to help. We have to speak on this. This is a conversation we need to have. So South Free SHS, if we had a local company that is growing rice, so much rice, we will not have problems with Free SHS. School feeding, Free SHS feeding, we wouldn't have any deficit because there is always local rice to purchase from a local, and they will know how to deliberate with the government and how to give government a discount. Let us try and support each other. Let us support people like this. The kind of business mind that Owono, and Yama could be a radio station, and ya party, and Yan Koran be a church draws near a Chinese person and Namho. This guy is thinking big. He's thinking big. Let us support people who think big, not people who are always thinking about funerals and stupid small parties. So I expect Ghanaians at this point to look into this, support this agenda. It should be something we'll be discussing. I'm taking it upon myself. And this is something that I'll be discussing every time. Something that I'll be telling Ghanaians we should support. We need to pressurize our politicians to admit that we need to cut the importation of rice. Let us support this man. He has shown when you go to Africa, most of the African countries, there's Zoom Lion there. He started small. Let us start from here. He can do this because he has done it before. So media, I'm just saying this. Let us try and help this. Let's domesticate. Let's do the domestication. Let it start now. Let us cut importation of rice. Politicians, Ghanaians, let us cut the importation of rice. $500 million every year for rice. Why? Why should the government import 500 million worth of rice? Why? What does rice give? But even the locally grown rice are better than this Chinese, Lebanese rice they bring into the system.